Video rolling. Here comes the show. Thanks everybody for being here. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
The world is a wasteland of failures past. And yet, you must ride out into it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Core. This is Core, talking video games. 3 friends around a table, shooting the shit. I'm Scott Johnson with Bo Schwartz and John Jagger. And Bo's in frickin' Toronto today. He's in a hotel room.
In Toronto. What up, Toronto?
Yeah,
Woo!
what up, Toronto? Give it up for Toronto.
Oh, by the way, because we talked about it a bit during the pre-show, sign up on Patreon for the pre-show.
Yeah, get that pre-show,
but,
yo.
I kind of thought about this too late, but I'm having a nice little visit here. I'm here till Saturday, so Friday I posted in the Core Chat Discord, like, any Torontonians want to get together for a drink Friday night before I leave Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And everyone just continued to argue about Zelda. As if I said nothing. I've got a highlighted little name, show host.
Oh, man. That sucks.
We're arguing about whether or not Nintendo is getting, getting, how would you say it? Their boots licked by fanboys versus actually earning the high review scores. And, well, it's very important to a lot of people this week.
Sure. Well, if you hear this then, you hear the show tonight, and you're like, wait, Bo's in Toronto? Get on the Discord. Let them know. That'd be awesome if you got to see somebody.
Yeah, and then if you're on Gorath Playhouse, the unfortunately named Gorath Playhouse, I really should change it to something else that gives less pedo vibes than a playhouse. But I didn't know what else to think of, so I called it that. And I got to change it. But
wow,
easier communication there. I know Tweep lives, I think, is in the area. I mean, Toronto's a big ass place.
Yeah, big old town.
The greater Toronto area, so it may not be convenient, even though I'm in the neighborhood. But anyways, a message there, and we'll try and set something up for tomorrow night.
Is everybody sad there because the Maple Leafs?
I'm on the what road? Like Jarvis, like downtown.
Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Tony Stark's butler.
Yeah, his robot butler.
Yeah, I guess so. I think Jarvis is the road, but like Young and Front Streets.
You're in Hockey Town. Are hockey people sad because the Maple Leafs didn't win this year and they're all sad?
Oh, did they lose?
Yeah.
I don't notice. I don't pay attention to hockey. Sorry.
Oh, that's too bad.
I am not the Canadian stereotype. You give 2 squirts of piss about hockey. But I guess I'm sad for Torontonians. So I used to root for them when I was a kid. When I used to like it, but
maybe they're still going, or is it over? I think it's over.
I heard they were down 3 games, and I think maybe they won 1 or something like that. Like they're 1 game away from elimination.
All right,
they're down in the series 3-1. Says Cole Cash, makes sense. That's good hockey, man. It's hard to come back from that kind of deficit, but it's happened before, and I'm sure people are going to be excited to watch the matches. And if they win, I'm sure the partying is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And if some strange lady offers me a drink this time, I'm probably going to say yes and go missing. But hey.
Here it is. I'm sorry, they're not out yet. Game 5 is Friday, so you're there for it. It'll be Toronto. In Toronto, they're playing. So good luck with that nightmare. That sounds like a mess. But yeah, they're still playing. I'm sorry, they're not booted out yet, everybody. But the Devils and the Panthers.
Oh man, is Toronto a riot-prone town? I know when Ottawa gets into the playoffs and they lose, like people there lose their shit.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Especially that year that the goaltender scored on himself.
There was literally riots. That will do it, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Good old. I think it was Emery. Was it? I can't remember. I remember that year though. The parties were fun. I lived downtown that time, so it's not like I could sleep because there were just people outside my house going crazy.
I'll bet.
Yeah. So I guess the parties are going to be great in Toronto if you make it deep. So Friday night might be a great night to go have a drink before.
If they win. If they win, a very positive night. If they lose, everyone will be walking with their heads low, going.
I mean, I'm not a Grinch. I can get behind some sports celebrations. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm
a fair weather hockey fan.
Sure. But everyone expects all Canadians to be hardcore hockey players, and that's just not true, is it?
No, that's not true.
Doesn't exist. Yeah. I mean, it can.
It's part of our culture. I played street hockey growing up. Like you that part's true. Like I know what it is, and
sure.
Not not a fan per se.
I like a good hockey video game. I'll say that. I do enjoy that.
I love. I shouldn't love it, but I love the Don Cherry Rock'em Sock'em. Like I can't remember what the full title is, but you know they do compilation videos.
Oh yeah,
hockey
those are
players
good.
punching each other and cutting themselves with.
Yeah.
I love that, watching that stuff. That stuff's great.
Yeah,
oh my God.
that's made for the rest of us.
That's a great YouTube search if you're bored one evening. Just Google YouTube hockey fights. They're decades worth of material.
Well, very nice. Real quick reminder to those watching the show live: we're giving away. Speaking of Zelda, we're giving away Tears of the Kingdom, a physical edition of it.
Oh,
yep.
What?
I don't want to shock you, Bo. I don't want to shock you, but Tanner is the giver. He's decided to buy a copy.
My God. Tanner is a superstar.
He's the nicest dude on the internet.
To quote John, does he know that there's 3 other hosts on the show, or is it just the
well, no, he's not buying it for me. He's not buying it for me. He's buying it for the internet.
No, he's buying it for chat room, but he forgot the 3 of us.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm just being a dick.
No,
Scott even said I could enter, but because it would mean that I would have to go back and play Breath of the Wild, I don't feel it's right to enter. So you have a better chance now.
Yeah, Bo, enter.
Because I'm not entering.
You would be okay with winning and explaining to our listeners why that's okay?
No, that's what he's saying.
I would, if the prize was good enough. Like if Scott was giving away, what would be good? Like if we got that rare limited edition Final Fantasy 16 PS5,
yeah,
I would ask Scott if I could enter that.
Yeah.
And if I won, I would come on the show.
Yeah.
And I would say, look, people are going to say it's rigged. People are going to be mad. But,
but the real question is, Scott,
at the end of the day, I really wanted it. And if you all patroned up a little more, I would have bought it myself. So really, it's your fault that I had to enter it because I couldn't afford it.
But the real question you have to ask yourself, John, is Scott secretly going to, take your ticket out of the running?
Hey, what I don't know doesn't hurt me or help me. Yeah.
Would I tell him? It'd be hard not to because I don't like keeping secrets. It'd be hard.
Yeah, it's not Scott's character.
No, it's not me to do that. Dude, I can't even do a joke. Like someone will say, hey, go fool this guy with a thing. And I'll go, hey, did you hear that if you, and then I'll immediately go, just kidding. I'll say just kidding so fast at the end of my joke that it was never going to be a good joke ever. I'm the worst at it. Don't ask me to help you with your pranks. I'll never be a pranker ever. Doesn't work.
All right.
Anyway, I'm glad you're in Toronto and safe and well. We're going to do a whole big show here, so everybody get ready. Oh, and just go to the Discord, by the way, for that. So if you're watching live, if you're listening to the show later, you're going to miss out because I think it's got like 20 minutes left or something is all.
Oh, jeez.
So it's running out. But there's a whole giveaways section in our Discord, frogpants.com/Discord, where we do giveaways all the time. And sometimes little stuff, sometimes big stuff, everything in between. It is definitely worth being in there.
Oh,
so,
Tanner says physical copy is US only, giving away a digital copy on Saturday. So you do have time. There you go.
Oh,
you have time for the digital.
2 copies.
I don't even have a copy of
Wait,
it.
So see, he did know that there were 2 other hosts on the show, and then we talked so much smack about breaking weapons, he decided to give them to people that appreciated
people that like that mechanic, yeah.
Yeah, so
I've heard really good things.
Double the fall.
I've heard really good things about how the game skirts that problem, though. I'm hearing good. Well, we'll get to it. We're going to talk about that game. It's coming up right now, in fact. So let's just do it. Here we go.
Wear skirts in that game?
There's no. Well, maybe wear a skirt. The game Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom is today. That game came out today. A lot of you are still waiting for your
today thing. Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, technically
tomorrow, but that's great.
I thought you could play it today. No.
I bought my Switch with me on my travels.
Oh my gosh. What are you playing on there?
It's me on Bose Switch.
What are you playing on there?
Yeah, what are you playing?
I don't know. I didn't really touch it. I brought it thinking I'd play it, and then every time I turn it on, I'm like, I don't want to play Switch. I play Marvel Snap.
That's wild.
I'm not playing anything on my Switch.
That's a
weird
thing.
It just seemed like a good idea. I have this for this purpose. I'm in Toronto. Bring your Switch.
Yeah, bring your Switch. You're in
Toronto. Every time I go to play it, I'm like, I don't know. Nah.
I'm taking mine to Vegas if I get the game first, but I don't have one yet. Anyway, so I apologize. It is tomorrow, technically. Reviews landed today, and that's the freaky bit. Not freaky, but if you look at just review scores kind of across the board, it's bordering on averaging 10, not like it's 10 out of 10 everywhere, a few exceptions, and those exceptions are 9.5s and 9s. There might be an 8 in there somewhere, or if someone does a 5 scale, it's like 4.5, but it's nothing but raves at this point. And the thing I was talking about earlier that I'm excited about, a lot of people are reporting that the way weapon breaking worked in the first game kind of gave you no choice but to figure out how you were going to deal with it. In this game, there are ways to deal with it. The combining of weapons, the really insane sort of mixing of a rock you found and a stick you found and another thing you found, and
create a rock stick.
Yeah, you create a big giant rock stick, and it's that the creative stuff going on there apparently really goes a long way to soften the whole breakage thing. So I'm excited to hear that, encouraged by that, because we've made ourselves pretty clear on the show about how I feel about breaking weapons in Zelda. But it's impossible not to notice that this is like easily the best reviewed game in maybe years, maybe since this game's predecessor. And it's also, time for all the trolls to come out and say, oh, everyone gives Nintendo a pass, brr, brr, brr. Whatever. Maybe this is a case where Nintendo just makes a kick-ass amazing game and we just have to groove on it. Okay? That's what they do.
I'll say,
Breath of the Wild was 10s,
like,
right?
Yeah.
If you have an issue with frame rate and performance and you're a snob about it, and that's fine. I use snob in a somewhat endearing way. I can see being bugged about this, but if you're playing a Switch game, you're already past it. This was an issue when the Switch came out. This is nothing new, and I don't think it's necessarily... It's wrong if you play a PC game and you're used to high frame rate and then a game comes out and it has low frame rate. If you've been playing the shit out of Switch games and you play a Switch game and it plays like a Switch game, what's your issue?
Yeah.
Like, you're just complaining to complain at that point. Like, I don't agree with this sentiment that, like, oh, it's a double standard. Like, in a way it is, but it's comparing it to other games on its console. It's not comparing it to all games ever released.
Right. I also think, isn't the game, I thought I saw it running at 60 somehow. How did I see that?
I don't know. I don't know how it runs. I haven't seen it.
It could be. It could be that the game's somewhere in between, but
I'm going to assume that it runs like a Switch game and runs well on the Switch, well enough.
Yeah,
so
well enough.
I don't think that it is the big gotcha that some people find it to be like, oh, I bet it doesn't run that great. It's like, it probably runs great for a Switch game. Like, it is what it is. It's not going to suddenly at the end of a console's lifespan run like a PC game on the Switch. Like, it's just not a realistic
Don't come to expect that. Yeah, shouldn't expect that. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I just watched Link build a boat.
I think the issue is probably...
I watched that too.
It's really cool.
It's really neat.
It looked really good. Anyway, sorry, Bo. What? Oh, did we lose Bo?
It's okay. I think the issue is probably we need to give more games 10s than we do.
Oh, you think so? I think.
Hello?
Are you there? Can you hear us?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, like, everyone's like, oh my god. Yeah, I can hear you. Hello.
Okay. I think you hit a lag pocket. I don't know what's going on. I may have spoke too soon about Canadian Wi-Fi. I don't know. It's entirely possible. I think you might be.
It's like, we'll give you crystal clear Bo for the pre-show, but if you want crystal clear Bo for the actual show, that's going to be
that's going to cost you
$4.99.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to cost you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I might be getting throttled right now. They'll be like, who's using all the internet? Oh, we got a freaking podcaster in the hotel. Shut it down.
Yeah, no kidding. If it helps you to kill video.
No, what I was saying is, I think.
Uh-oh. You there?
They should give it. They don't give it enough tenths. Hello.
I'm
here.
This is gonna go great.
Hello.
Hold on. Try killing your video. Maybe that'll help.
Best episode of Core we've ever.
I know, it's pretty awesome. Kill your video might clear up for you if you don't have video, or if you just even there you go. Just do that. So
Hello.
You hear us?
Hello.
Now say.
I
now.
can hear you.
Okay.
I've never not heard you.
Oh well, it's just we heard you, but it would take a long time for you to say that you heard us. So it was a lag.
Oh,
all right. So make your point and just power through it, man, because I think we will hear it at some point.
Yeah. So power through it. What do you got?
Gosh. Yeah. All right. So just what I was saying is that we don't give it enough 10s. Hear that?
Yeah.
Not enough 10s. Like everything.
I do hear that. But let me ask you this: if everything was 10s, then nothing's a 10.
I'm watching this video. People are like, there's this compilation video on YouTube about Diablo 4. What do you rank it? Everyone's like, 6, 7, 8, 6. I'm like, there's like 10 ARPGs that are like AAA backed or like ever. Like, on what basis? It's a damn 10. The game is good. Like, people like are reticent to give out 10s for products that are clearly great, even if they have some stuff that you might fix in the long run or not be perfect, maybe you give a 9. Like, yeah, I'm sure Zelda's a great game. Like, even if it's not for you, you have issues with it, don't like the frame rate. Is it worth purchasing? Will you have a good time in the genre that it's created in? It's like the answer is yes. Just slam a 10 on it and call it a day. Like,
Bo's really making a strong case for the 2 metric review system. Like,
0 to
should
10.
you buy it? Yeah or no? That's it.
I don't know that I totally disagree with that.
Pretty much, like, because we kind of do that here. Is it fun? Yeah, you should pick it up. It's great. Is it not fun? Redfall is trash. Like, it's kind of binary. And then you look at the genre. Is it a genre you like? Then maybe it's not for you. Like, you can't, and this goes back to, I still have trauma from Heroes of the Storm. Some idiot who liked League of Legends. Sorry, whoever wrote it. That's a little harsh to call you an idiot, but whoever, it was not League of Legends or Dota 6.5. Like, 10. Like, they worked on it freaking hard. It was really good, and a lot of people liked playing it, even if that wasn't you. Some arbiter for science dictating that a game should be like, 7.
Yeah.
What does it even mean? The problem is, like, these review scores are tied to, like, the future of certain games and stuff like that, and it's just really, really bums me out. I don't like to see all the hate on Zelda. Just because I probably won't play it doesn't mean I don't want people to be happy with their purchase of their game, especially if it's a lot of fun pushing the envelope, or progressing, developing games, doing new ideas. Good stuff.
Yeah, I get that, but anyway. I think if they went to a binary 10 or 0 system, I don't think anybody would like it. I think they would lose their minds. They would lose their souls if that's what.
Well, I mean, I think to Bo's point, like, to kind of add a level of nuance to it, I think that there is a level.
I'm not saying
of,
like all tens. I mean, when was the last?
There's an arbitrary nature to review scores. Like, that's the problem with things like, and I mean, we're literally looking at Metacritic to talk about this, but that's the issue with something like Metacritic, is it makes it 100% about review scores when really, like, reviews are nuanced. Like, Scott, if you reviewed Breath of the Wild, your review would not be indicative of most players,
right?
But it would properly reflect the experiences of some,
right?
And if you just looked at the score of that, you would have zero understanding of what that game is. Like, people would look at it and they go, well, Scott rated it this. At the end of the day, you have to have the words and you have to have the understanding of the people behind it to a degree to make reviews work.
Right.
And that's why, the nature of reviews, the nature of this relationship of talking about video games and hearing about video games has to be, I understand where people are coming from. I understand the likes and dislikes of the people I'm listening to, or I have read their words enough to understand whether or not the thing that they're hung up on is something I would get hung up on or not.
Right.
And make a smart judgment off of that. But the problem is it gets too focused on the review scores. Somebody is going to just get mad that you didn't give Breath of the Wild a perfect score, rather than stop to say, okay, well, why didn't they? And how can I take that information and turn it into something useful for me? And the bad thing is that the industry has incentivized that way of thinking by putting, payout bonuses on Metacritic score, by putting more attention on the review score than what's actually being said. And I think that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree. It would be nice. I understand this tendency for a lot of players to complain about frame rate. Just to talk about that for a second. I did look it up. It is running at 30. It just looks, I don't know, it looks like it's running higher, but I guess it's not. But the reviews I'm reading have all said that like hitchiness and frame drops and junk like that have vastly improved.
That's great.
That is great to hear.
That was the big issue with the first one.
Yeah, I can deal with 30 if it's consistent. Like, just,
you get to Karakaro Village. Karakaro? How do you say it?
Kurokawa.
Yep, Kurokawa.
Kurosawa. That's it. Yep.
That the frame rate would just it. And I think something running at a consistent 30 frames per second is totally acceptable. It's, it's when you have wild fluctuations that it's really the biggest
that's
issue.
what I don't like. And apparently this is much better in that regard. I hope I was not going to play this right away. All right. My goal was, I'm good. I got all these other things. I'm good. These reviews are really compelling, dude.
Yeah, you got to get in there, man.
I think I'm going to have to get it. And the question is, do I go physical? Do I go digital? That's really the only question. But I do think I want to see what the hubbub's about. Like I said, I think the first game is a 10, except for that thing I don't like. And this sounds like it addresses it in a really interesting way.
I want to play the first game now.
Yeah, you should play the first game. You have the first game, don't you? You just never played it?
No, I don't think I have it.
Oh, I thought you had it. I should lend you my copy. I have a physical copy. I should lend it to you. That's what we should do.
I loaned mine out. I couldn't even bring it to Toronto with me. I was like, I might actually play Breath of the Wild. No.
Who borrowed it?
Little Ivan has it. Mike for his son Ivan, because he got him a Switch for Christmas.
That's cute.
And he loves it. If I showed up and was like, and so does Mike actually, he's playing too. Yeah. And if I showed up and was like, sorry, I'm taking my game back, I just, I'm an adult.
Yeah, they're not gonna. You can't do that to the poor kid.
I'm not gonna do that to the poor kid.
Yeah, that would be bad news. It's getting killer reviews. People should go read all about it, find out what's up, and make your decision. I mean, it seems obvious for a lot of gamers to just grab this thing. The Switch is. I saw numbers yesterday. The Switch has now sold more software. This includes like downloads off their store, indies, all of it. But they've sold more copies of games, than the NES, Super NES, GameCube, and N64 combined.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's because of cat milk.
Wait, what?
If you go to the Switch store, there's this. Excuse me.
No, don't die, because I really need to know what this means. You gotta at least get through this before you punch out.
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's this game called Cat Milk. It's like 1 penny on the store, and I went to the best sellers, and like Cat Milk's on it because everyone loves a cute cat, and it's 1 cent.
It's just a
cent. Yeah, they've probably sold 1 million copies of this shovelware called Cat Milk. Like, good job.
Well, I mean, the thing I read didn't say anything about cat milk, but maybe they didn't know.
I think it's called Cat Milk. It's called Cat Milk, right?
I don't know. You just said words out loud to me, and I'm now along for a ride.
Chat room. I'm asking. Maybe asking chat room. It's a cat milk or cat. It's
some kind of cat thing.
It's a cat game.
Cat.
Yeah.
It's called Dot. It's called Dot Cat Milk, and the dot is there so it shows up at the top of alphabeticals because periods come before A in Nintendo
Actually,
world. I'll send you the link.
I think my kids have this game because I do remember.
Effing right they do.
Yeah.
A
cat game.
Look, the reason I think that I don't doubt this,
journalism.
They do this all the time though. They have sales on there where a game's like $1 or 50 cents or 39 cents. They do this a lot, so that may contribite to this number probably.
Cat Milk is on permanent sale. I'm telling you.
This is on the family Switch. I know that for a fact.
This game is for
exactly the reasons Bose said.
Jump like a cat. This is a little white cat who loves to jump and get into adventures around the town until he finds milk to drink. Once he accomplishes his mission, then it is time to go home. A fluffy white cat.
It's time to go home. All right, there it is.
That's the game. Wow, and it's $12.99 right now, but I swear it was on sale for like a penny the other day. It's always on sale.
So some kind of like platformy. I can't even get it to come up. Some kind of platform game.
Yeah, real quality platformy game.
I mean, there's tons of that kind of crap on there, but
I mean, I know the target audience. My mom will buy something with a cat on it because it's adorable. You think she can resist $2 for something called Cat Milk? Not happening.
I love that. I love moms who are.
And your kids have it, right, John?
Yeah, they do. And again, same exact logic. Super cheap game with a cute cat.
Yeah,
and we have that. Wife who also loves cats is like, well, for that price, yeah, why not? We'll just get it.
Cute little cat game, why not? Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, I'd be willing to. I'm kind of making a joke, but I'm really willing to bet the reason why Nintendo's outsold everything every generation is because of Cat Milk.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Yeah, well, one of us will play it before next week. Probably me. I think I'm gonna play it.
It won't be me because I have to play the whole first game if I decide to play this game.
Yeah. I didn't even beat the first one, but I'll probably play this, and when I do, we'll have stuff to talk about.
I have a lot
awesome.
of hurdles right now. The hurdles for me to play this game are as follows.
Go.
And it doesn't seem like a lot, but you just have to understand this is a hurdle for me.
All right.
I have to find my Switch.
Oh yeah.
I have to find my power cable for my Switch.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I have to recharge my Switch. I have to acquire Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have to play through and complete Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have to acquire money to afford the sequel, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
I have to then play and beat Tears of the Kingdom.
Is that game?
Those are the 7 hurdles to play.
Your life's hard, John.
Yeah,
it is hard. That's a lot. That is a monumental task in
this
lot. Household.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm trying to think. The new one's $69. The old one would have been $59. So it's only $10 difference, I guess. But still, yeah, this is not a cheap thing that you would have to do. You'd have to get a hold of the first game. I don't think that's any cheaper. It's not on discount.
No, because they don't usually discount that.
No, I think it's $59, like the old video game AAA price, and then the new AAA price everyone's using is the new game. And who knows if your Switch will even charge? You might have to get a new Switch.
No, it'll charge. It's a trooper. It hasn't been used that much.
I do think if I do play it, I will. Well, I'll go back and forth, but I have a light and I have a TV plugged in Switch. I'll probably do a lot of it on the TV because I don't know. It's a big world. It's a bunch of stuff to see. I don't want to do it on a tiny screen.
I kind of don't either, but I have a Switch Lite because I didn't want to play the Switch on a TV.
Oh, right.
So I don't know. I gotta figure it out. I don't know. But I do want to. This game has made me interested in, I'm interested in this game, but because I have whatever weird video game problem I have to play the first one first. Yeah. So
can I give you a prediction that I think will come true next show? We're gonna get at least one email that says, TIL as Core rips on Breath of the Wild constantly about weapons breaking, and now suddenly they all want the new one. We're gonna get shit. Someone's gonna give a shit, and it's okay. Give a shit. That's fine.
It's gonna bug somebody. Although they're gonna be real upset if I play it and then come back and go, I stopped because the weapons break.
Well, there's that $69. What were you gonna say, Bo? Bo's gonna say something.
Yeah, I can't remember now. That's fine.
Sorry, I cut you off and then you
forgot. I was gonna say no. We've done a good job of keeping it away from that topic of conversation. We've beat that to death, and even that broke. So
yeah, that's true.
It's already been established we don't like it. That doesn't mean we can't play it. I play plenty of games with mechanics I don't like, but I'm not gonna be a fan of it. But I don't
know. You should just play the new one, man. I skipped Fallen.
I can't. I need the lore. I need the deep Zelda lore.
This is a John thing. Yeah.
Watch it on YouTube, dude.
No, I gotta experience it.
John's weird. And there's no difficult, I don't mean it in a bad way. I think it's an interesting aspect to John's gaming that he does this, but the first game has no difficulty slider, so you can't even just
really a story in Zelda. Isn't it just I am.
There's an overall story to Zelda.
A bunch of shit and then beat Ganon.
There's a way that all the Zeldas connect, man. I got the Hyrule Historia.
I played it a little bit. It's not that good. You're fine. Yeah, I don't think Zelda lore is that great.
You're not gonna be able to talk me out of this.
Co Village? You don't even know how to call the village.
I know because I haven't played it.
You're so into the lore.
Yeah.
But I'll know for sure and be able to properly correct people like a hipster once I play it, though.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just teasing.
Sure.
I respect your wish to play through the lore.
Yeah, you're a lore monster. You probably got Lore Master in World of Warcraft, right? You did every quest ever made.
I did. I got it when it was hard too. Because right now they break up quests by zone.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get Lore Master, you can look and it's well, you've done 23 of 28 quests in Stranglethorn Vale, and you're like, oh, I got to go there. Back in my day, when I got Lore Master, it was divided by continent. It was you've done 752 of 893 quests in the Eastern Kingdoms. And you're like,
good Lord.
Oh, shit, I guess I'm flying over the entire continent looking for exclamation marks at this point.
Yeah, that was hard then. It's still kind of hard, but I could never do it. It's too much. I can't even finish.
Lore Master's great.
Yeah. I mean, now that you just get an achievement, right? That's all you really get. You get a mount or something. What do you get? I don't even know.
I don't know. You got like a tabard or something.
It's been a
for it.
while.
It's fine. You got a title. You get lore master as a title.
Tabards and titles, always my favorite things to get in World of Warcraft.
I think titles are underrated. It still bugs me they don't have more titles in that game.
Actually, Diablo titles are pretty sick.
Or what are how do those work? I don't remember getting. Did I have one? Maybe I did.
You probably unlocked like 15. You get 2, and there's like 2 columns, and you can combine them.
I never see anyone else's titles.
Oh, do you? Yeah, that was going to be my question, Bo. When you're running around, does your title show up under your name or above your head or anything? Or?
Diablo or WoW?
Diablo.
Yeah.
Oh, it shows up. Yeah.
It,
you can do Dirty Dancer, which is one I saw a lot, which is pretty great.
I always assumed those were
for myself that I liked, but I can't remember what it was. But it was like they do 2-word titles, so it's just like you get word 1 and word 2, and then you can combine them in a bunch of ways, like Young Blood or Serious Fisherman. I
got trash pretty early on, and I started just making weird mixes of trash. So it's like sneaky trash, absolute trash.
Wow.
You know, beautiful trash. Like
I thought those were all clan names. That's what I thought.
No,
I didn't know they were titles.
No, the clan names are going to be the tag. It's like a 4-letter tag on that. So
okay. Oh, that's coming soon. See, you know what's going to happen is in a month from now, we're not even going to care about no Tears of No Kingdom. We're going to be ripping apart demons. That's how that's going to be.
It is true. I do have to prep that, like, you know, at a certain point, my interest is going to be heavily swayed away. I have to be ready for that. It might not be the time for Zelda for me right now.
Right, because that's coming so quick. It's not that far now.
But it's not in my what I played, but to my John's Weird with Video Games, I beat Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh,
because we're going to talk about Jedi Survivor this week.
I think you said that last. Didn't you say that? No, you said it during the week. You're right.
Oh, Fallen Order. Yeah, I realized you did because I saw you on Steam had played some, and I was like, oh, did he skip ahead?
Yeah,
I didn't. I beat it. Saw Darth Vader and everything.
Yeah, Mr. Vader's in it. Did it satisfy? Well, yeah, you don't have it in your list, so we'll just ask you. Did it satisfy your needs? Your hard needs for good Star Wars?
I had already beaten it, and now this time it was easy. So
this was just to remind you how it went.
It was like, there was a certain point where I did think, like, you know, I could just turn this off. I now have all the abilities unlocked.
Yeah.
It's not hard because I'm playing on an easy mode.
Yeah.
And I could just absolutely, I know how the story ends. I know Vader shows up. I know all the stuff. And then I was like, I could just start the game now. And then I was like, no, I gotta go. This stupid Imperial thing.
Well,
I gotta play through it. I gotta see it finished.
Nothing wrong with that. I admire that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't go back to that one.
You know, take my little poncho over there and fight Darth Vader.
Sure. Why not? Now
You'll ditch the poncho. No more poncho in Survivor.
No, I unlocked the poncho, and where you get it is so good. It makes so much sense where they put the poncho. It's fantastic.
And you're going to wear that poncho. You're into it. You're going to wear it.
No, I didn't wear it.
Okay. No, you're not going to do that.
But I was very excited about where you unlock it. Where you unlock it is great.
Wow. All right. More on that coming up. Let's move on. Zelda, it's big. It's huge. Of course it is. And once again, Nintendo proving.
It deserves its 10s. It's great.
Yeah. They know how to make a big, polished, awesome game. All right. That's what Nintendo knows how to do. And you know what? It didn't launch broken. Smart. How about that? Or so far anyway. The reviewers have said nothing about technical issues. So, hey, everybody else. I know they're working on a dedicated piece of platform, and it's not the same as a PC, but I've got to give them props for not effing that up. You know? They never do with their big.
Well, it's the exception to what Phil Spencer said in his interview about, like, you know, you're not going to move a game or a console just because you have good games on it. And Nintendo's like, excuse me.
Excuse us for a moment.
we will not only move consoles just because of the games we put on it. We're going to move consoles that aren't even that great.
Yeah.
Power wise, like,
yep.
We will continue to do so and get near perfect scores on our new video games because it is just about the video
game.
Game.
And they'll have people who already own a regular Switch, a Switch Lite, and will now go out and buy a Zelda branded Switch OLED version of the console just because of all these factors.
Yeah.
We could learn something from Nintendo, everybody. Nothing about internet.
Not to say they built it in an afternoon, but
yeah,
you know, you got to do the work.
You do the work, you get the jerk or something. All right. Well, there's that. Let's do the Patreon email. This is a patron question that we received from Chris, who asks, can we stop getting remakes and get original stuff? He doesn't mean us or him in particular. He means the games industry. Too many remakes. There's a lot of talk about Resident Evil remakes, and we did the Dead Space remake, and
but I think you just named two reasons why I would say no to this. Like, here's the problem. I'm 100% for getting new stuff. Not everything should be a remake or remaster or whatever. But you literally just named two games that are two of the best games that I played this year.
Yeah,
with Resident Evil 4 and Dead Space remake, because they were remade proper.
Yeah.
And they brought something new to the table, and it wasn't just we up-res the graphics and put it out again. They did it with heart, and it is basically a new experience, even if familiar in a lot of ways. And I think those games are spectacular. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is an amazing game. Kind of, in some ways, kicked off a lot of this Final Fantasy nostalgia and fandom for me, was playing through that. So I think that there is merit to it.
Didn't Redfall come out?
Yeah, Redfall's new.
That's definitely new shit, man.
Yeah, definitely new shit.
It is definitely the newest of shit.
But no, but like we have Zelda, Final Fantasy 16, Diablo 4, War Tales.
It's a lot of
because they didn't say sequel. They just said specifically remake. So I think sequels are getting a pass by them.
Yeah, by the way, my list here is nothing but new shit today. The games I played, nothing in here is like some old remake.
Yeah, I don't think we have that many. I don't think we have a Hollywood problem in the gaming industry. I think remakes are not as frequent, and good ones are not as frequent, so they get celebrated really hard, at least by us when we talk about them on the show, because in case they're listening, I want them to do things more. I want to encourage like good remakes, as John said.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No, we all want good remakes when they do them, but I also just think far and away most game content, you can make a bigger argument. There's a lot more sequels than there are maybe original IPs in the AAA space, but across the realm of like indie up through AAA, there's so much new stuff every frickin' day. So I'm not calling Chris out. But
how much in the indie space you play as well? Because if you're just like a AAA, Andy,
AAA Andy,
like AAA Andy, you're like. You know, it's fine. It's not. I'm not. It sounds insulting. It isn't meant to be insulting. But if you're just like, I like the AAA's. I don't do Dave the Diver.
Hey, now,
fair enough.
Scott,
I'm acting as that person.
This is him being that person. It's just a little light roll.
Got it. I love Dave the Diver. It's great.
But I just picked the first game that came to mind. You might be seeing more remakes, more not fresh IP, because those big companies they want to guarantee their returns, so they go to what works. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
But I would say probably on the AAA front, there's not a lot of new stuff. We even got like Dead Island 2. We kind of skipped that game, by the way, in our deluge of games that were released in bad state. But Dead Island 2, by all accounts, seems to have released in a pretty solid state. And
yeah, you got a penchant for...
It's like AAA Light or something like that, but it's a solid big release that came out.
It's a little cheaper. I want to say it's, what, $49, $59? It's cheaper, a little cheaper than your AAA, but it by all accounts works great.
Graphically intensive and all that.
Yeah, Epic only on PC, but that'll change.
But that's another good one. But no, I think, I think fair enough on the AAA front. Like, there aren't a deluge of new ideas coming out, but I think that's because there aren't a lot of, like... trying to think, besides Hideo Kojima, who did release something new in Death Stranding, and it's making a sequel and not something new, but fair enough. But, there aren't a lot of those Sid Meier's or John Carmack's or Romero's or like those like AAA devs that are spearheaded. You got like Yoshi P, who's a person but like usually it's someone like that, like a big developer that's behind new ideas in gaming. Innovating in different ways, sometimes failing, sometimes it's Spore, sometimes it's
most of it happens in the indies. I hate to say it, like all the innovative stuff I play.
Although even big developers, are going indie. Who else joined the indie fray recently? Ghostcrawler.
Oh right,
Crawler's leaving. I don't know if we probably did cover it on the show, but part of what he was doing is he's not going to get out of games.
Yeah.
And it's not even because probably he had a problem, but I think if you're interested in game design and you're just making another MMO, like that's as an intellectual exercise to construct the the mayonnaise of game mechanics to make a new sauce.
Yeah.
You're just making more mayonnaise. If you're making, even if it's the best looking, awesomest mayonnaise out there, maybe he wants to make horseradish.
Yeah.
Now
he definitely does. I can tell you,
got to
from
go
talking to
indie.
him.
Yeah.
He wants to go out on his own. They're talking about hiring a bunch of people. He's got investors. Like, it's not going to be a small effort, but it will definitely be closer to what you're saying. Like,
but the investment's not going to be on the level of like, okay, here's $500 million. Just make Goofy Ball. Whatever weird thing you're doing.
Goofy Ball.
It's going to be something.
I want to play Goofy Ball now. That sounds great.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like some weird thing, like
what is Goofy Ball? I love it.
Well, you're not going to get like a game like, I don't know, Inscription or Dave the Diver,
right?
I need $500 million to make a perfectly beautiful Dave the Diver AAA, game.
Yeah. We are in a very interesting phase. Just AAA in general.
If they want a new IP, hey man, I think we're open for a There Will Be Dungeons video game. I still say Nash, Stanley, Varel, Hope are great characters.
Yeah.
The Mad Max setting that's unique.
I like that you call it the Mad Max setting and then call it unique.
That's unique.
Well, it's unique.
It's a Mad Max setting. It's 100% original.
No, there's lots of unique stuff in it. Sorry, I guess it's not a good
I agree. It's just funny.
It's a unique world in that flavor, but a new there's novelty there and fun. And
I agree.
People are still picking up the show now and listening to it and going like, man, I can't believe y'all quit. The show's amazing. And I think it would be fertile ground for a new IP. So just to let this guy lift our boat a little bit here, we've got a great new video game and movie IP. It's called There Will Be Dungeons, and I'm waiting for your phone call.
Yeah, give us a call.
Bo can have a Vampire Survivors like game ready for you in a weekend,
or less. Yeah.
At the very least, you got that.
Yeah,
coming.
Get that happening. I love it. Well, we hope that answers your question, Chris. I think they're probably it's less of a problem than you probably think. It's just those things get a lot of attention. Is my guess. All right, let's talk about what we played. Isn't that nice? A little jaunty deal.
That was great.
I don't even remember what game it's from,
ready
but
to go.
Something. Let's talk about games. All right, so the one I want to talk about first blew my mind and actually made me think maybe I don't need no Zelda right now.
Wait, do we all want to talk about the one?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Let's talk about that first. Sorry. Star Wars Jedi Redhead Survivor. I'm still having a lot of chop, and I'm waiting for a better patch. Today, they got a big old patch today, like a 5 gig patch. I don't know if that resolved any issues, but up till today.
It was yesterday, and I have played on it.
Oh, how'd it go? How'd it run?
Better, but not perfect. Like, almost all of my issues are still listed under the, known issues.
Okay.
But I think for me with this game, so just to kind of give my first take, because I finally got to it, it is an absolute travesty that this game came out unfinished.
Yeah.
Or not unfinished, but, with poor performance. Because this game is so good.
Yeah.
This game is an awesome game. Like, everything Bo has been saying, everything Scott said about how good and expanded this game is, like, it is a jumping quality akin to the jumping quality from Mass Effect to Mass Effect 2. Like,
wow.
I love this video game.
I think that's a good way
and
of putting
the fact that I am approaching beating this video game, I don't know how much further I have to go. I know I have unlocked what seems to be maybe everything except one, progression power at this point. Makes me think
not fair. You're ahead of me already.
Yeah,
possibly.
Hey, it's not a competition. You guys,
I beat what's his name? Dabin.
Oh, I haven't fought that guy yet. I beat the wormy guy. is the last big boss I fought.
The wormy guy.
Okay.
You're way ahead of me.
You're pretty close to where I'm at. Yeah. I'm like one more mission ahead of you. So you did the big like wall running thing I talked about last week?
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
Was it cool?
It was great. Like, this game has such good set pieces. It has such good traversal mechanics. Like, you start off and you're like, here I am hopping again. But like pretty soon within the game, like you're basically flying. You got double jump and dash and zip lines that propel you to different locations. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And the green, I like the green shield because you get the refund on the dash and double jump. Yep. So you jump, double jump, dash through the thing, get another jump, dash again, wall run, get a refund on the double jump dash, and you're like, oh my god, this is so much fun.
Boy, do they make you utilize it in some of those challenge rooms, because they do have these weird little challenge rifts that you go in, and some of them are like, all right, well, you thought we gave you all these cool traversal tools. Enjoy.
Yeah. you use them all. You did the traversal challenge rift, like the little purple node that you find in the world?
Yeah, there's a few that are traversal based. I've done 2 that were heavily
I did one that was crazy. It's all zip lines where like you have to hang on a ton of zip lines and do like weird flips and then jump, double jump, dash, hit the green thing, dash, jump, and like it was the people I eventually did it, but somebody in my chat room was like, this made me rage quit the game.
It was hard. I had to do that one a lot. There was one I did right. It was actually what I should have been doing when I was not writing Dear Martha today. We might be doing a Steam review because Jedi Survivor is very good. And this one was a lot of the green wall effect that you're talking about, where it's like spinning green walls that you have to dash through, and that replenishes so that you can get to another wall that's then a rotation that then gets to a zip line. And it's crazy. Like, the challenges they put in this game are nuts. There's an incredibly hard boss that I was streaming playing. In fact, Scott, if you click the link I supplied for footage, you can see it. I worked really hard trying to fight this surprise boss, a kind of returning boss from the first game. And then one of the challenge rifts that I discovered after you beat him is you have to fight the original boss from the first game and the new boss at the same freaking time.
Whoa.
And it has been absolutely like crazy fun doing these challenge rifts. Like, it's just a fun game, like, to play. And like, that's the big thing, is like, it's fun to play. And even with the performance issues that I've been having, and I have them, like, in general, in small areas and stuff like that, the game runs super smooth. Once you get out in the open world, it gets a little iffy. And the big one is transitions to like a cutscene. I get a lot of stuttering as it moves to a cutscene, and you can see the boss just killed me in a single
just
hit.
wasted you.
So it's just such a good game, and it's such a shame that they didn't take the extra time or give it the extra time to come out and be celebrated in the way that this game deserves to be celebrated, because it is
great zones
such
too.
a jump up.
This game is like if they had taken the time to make sure it worked, I feel like this would be close to like Elden Ring levels of praise. Yeah. This game, like it's way better than Fallen Order. It's really a lot of fun, and it's the same kind of loop. Explore the world and find something that upgrades your character in a small way or a cosmetic, and you're like, okay, that was fun. And it's just because it's Star Wars themed, I find I really get into the fantasy of actual Jedi combat. The actual Jedi combat's like, I don't think it's better than any Star Wars game has handled that kind of stuff. Like, just all the options you have to like force pull, push, and do all the sweet moves based on your saber style. Like, man, it's great.
Look at John doing this jog thing, side to side, strafe and jog business.
Yeah, I'm committing what Bo considers heresy. I think it's a part of what I'm calling the new Jedi Order. I'm not a fossil like Bo that needs to adhere to some strict single saber dogma. Yeah. I use a blaster and a lightsaber at the same time, and it truly is. It truly is the best gameplay style in the game. Truly amazing, combining the range of a blaster with the elegant blade of a lightsaber. So ignore the fact that I just got eaten
twice
in this style, but it's
I don't know,
really
man.
good.
It's so much fun doing classic single saber versus like Rancors. Or the one I single saber double wampas.
Wampa.
Wampas.
You got a wampa?
There's a double wampa.
Ma, we
at the
got a
Lucre
wampa.
No, it's wampa, right?
Yeah, wampa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So outside the Lucre Hulk, there's a double wampa encounter.
Yeah, I did that one.
Yeah.
I feel like I
took me, like,
cheesed
10
it.
tries.
I befriended
Hard.
the other Wampa to beat up the second Wampa.
That is cheesing it.
They killed each other.
Yeah, I forget about confusion all the time. Like you can mind trick. Oh, yeah, I did it vanilla style.
Yeah.
Well, the way I did it was one will throw rocks on the other one. So if you kind of kite them around long enough, one will beat the crap out of the other one just by throwing rocks into its back.
Oh, really?
I used that tactic.
That's
yeah.
pretty good. That's not bad. Yeah, you guys are so far ahead of me. It's gross. I need to catch up.
It's
well,
such
but
a
we're
good
not
game.
finished. We've both put decent hours into it, and I can't tell if I'm close to the end or if there's still another big like chapter. Like I'm definitely made a lot of progress, but the world is big and the MSQ is like, there's a lot there to it. So
have you filled out your skill trees pretty well, or you feeling good about
yeah,
that?
yeah. I got dual or double blade, whatever they call it. Double blade and main saber filled, and my Jedi resilience and force trees filled out. So I got about 4 of them filled out right now.
Huh.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting life extensions and force extensions, and there's all kinds of pickups. I think I'm about 80% done Kobo. I don't know if there's something after that. It feels like there's still something big about to happen. So
Yeah.
I need to get back to it. I've been
John got eaten again.
I did. I got eaten by this thing so much. I am happy to say I did kill it on stream. I did manage to do it, and I managed to do the challenge mode where you have to fight 2 of these at the same time.
Oh my
that
Lord.
Same night. So it was a little rough. I did show the stream the other day. I don't know if it's worth scrubbing to, but I did find I didn't discover it. I saw a YouTube video showing me where it was, and I checked it out on stream. A very fun little Easter egg where you go through a hole in the wall, and you have to basically, it's just, how Cal goes through a narrow space, and it's a lot of like shifting and BD jumping around. You do that for about 2 minutes.
Whoa.
Not kidding, 2 minutes.
Wow.
And then you get to a room where there is a Wampa posing like Rose in Titanic and a bunch of droids painting the Wampa.
Shut up. That's
It's
great.
100% in there. I don't know. Here, I'll see if I can find it on the VOD.
Yeah, if you have it somewhere, I would
the
love to
exact
see that.
time
That's
for
amazing.
it.
Do you think they giggle to themselves when they make these games because their name is Respawn and they have to have the words Respawn every time you die? I think that's pretty great. If I worked at Respawn, I would like that.
You'd be like, we named our company so well.
Yeah,
We're
totally.
so smart. We're so smart.
Yeah, we made first Call of Duty, and we're Respawn now. We took that name. Awesome.
I might have it here.
Jedi. Oh yeah, send that over. Jedi Survivor though, a threat, a
Okay,
game.
here we go. Let me just.
Game
far
to
are
be
you,
reckoned
Scott?
with. Oh, not even close. I think I beat the second boss.
Okay, I'm
you on
putting the
Coruscant?
link in
Yes.
our notes under the first link.
Okay.
Because that's the computer I'm on at the moment.
Found it.
So
Here you go, chat. Some
that will
visual.
get you. You can show everybody the droids painting the Wampa. It's
Oh wow, you went way deep into this crevice. All you
yeah,
got is
it's just a dark cave. You just hold up in a dark cave and have BD1 as your only like kind of light source for about 2 minutes, and then
Oh wow, that's a crazy secret to find.
yeah.
then you just come into this room. I thought I got really close to it. I hope this isn't like too far back. You may want to jump it.
I can
forward
jump ahead.
smidge,
Let's
just
see.
a little.
Just a smidgen.
It was supposed to be right around here, but
Oh, there it is. Let me go back. Okay, so you're about to pop out. Yep, there it is. There's the opening. Oh my Lord, are you kidding
Sexy
me?
time Wampa and a bunch of droids painting it.
And they're like
So-
they're both
Oh my
Bo's
God.
favorite droids.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're Bo's favorite droids. The
Roger.
Roger, and all that crap. Oh my gosh, look at that Wampa. That is insane. How come they're all holding perfectly still?
You can't interact with them. I did try to kill them at a certain point.
Yeah.
But
that's funny, dude.
This is a stupid thing I found. And like I said, there's like they obviously are having fun with it. Like that's maybe my favorite thing about this game is that I think that the attention to detail, like it's clearly made by a bunch of people that are really into like the property and the lore. You know, the poncho was a running gag from the first game. So much was said and thought about the poncho. And when you unlock it, not only does it make a big deal out of the fact that you got the poncho back, but it's even the pink version of the poncho is what pops up as the thing you unlock.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's a logic behind where you get the poncho from. So it just shows that they really care about their game in a cool way, and it's just a fantastic game. I cannot stop playing it. I shirked core duties for it. We're not doing a Dear. Well, we are doing a Dear Martha, but we're not. I didn't write one because I wanted to play this.
You're
game.
busy playing.
Spoilers, everyone. It's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck.
It's somebody else this week because I just wanted to play Jedi Survivor.
Well, Jedi Survivor, good game, maybe game of the year, a contender probably for a lot of people, including you two.
Hope they fix the frame rate. That would be really good.
Yeah, especially the open world outside stuff. Really,
40 hours into it in a not ideal state, but that's how good the game is.
Let me ask you something about mounts real quick. He just got on one on your stream, you did. Those are summonable, or you got to go remember where you left them? Are they out in the wild? Like, how do you? Because I haven't done any of that.
Kind of all of those things. Like, if you want a specific one, you do need to remember where it is. Although I don't think they have different stats. You can hit right bumper to call them if they're nearby, and there's usually a bunch out in the world. So it's kind of all of those.
Okay, that's not bad. I was just curious. These laser buggers. All right. You're way ahead of me. I'll catch up soon. But let me tell you why I got distracted with some other games this week. I played some really cool stuff, one of which made me think that maybe I don't need Zelda this week. And it's been out for a bit. People knew about it. No one told me about it. But it's so cool. So there's this game called Tchia, but there's a T in front. It's
Tchia.
No Tchia pets, as best I can tell. But it's Tchia or Tchia. It's based on an actual language of some island somewhere. In fact, the whole game is the whole place is sort of set up to be very similar, at least to this island. And you play this girl who's on a quest to get her dad back from this weird thing that happened. That's got a little bit of supernaturalness to it, but the game is also very lighthearted and I don't know, rooted in some like. Just some really nice visuals and stuff, and you don't feel like you're dealing with a lot of supernaturalness until you get your ability, which lets you soul jump. And this is the coolest thing. Right now, she's stacking rocks. This is not the video I want to show. Here we go. Get her out there running. Beautiful Unreal Engine game, Unreal Engine 5. Huge, expansive space, bunch of open world stuff. Very Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I'd also compare it favorably to something like, I don't know, Phoenix Rising. There's other games like it. And their take on it is similar in a lot of ways, but in some ways it's very different. And the one big way that it's different is the game lets you possess anything in the game with this soul jump ability. And so one of her eyes turns a different color. And it discovers she has this ability at some point. And she can soul jump into other objects. So I think the first one you start with is actually this video right here where she soul jumps into a coconut and then can control that coconut. In that case, it just rolls around and you can throw it and hurt somebody. So in combat, that's interesting. But there's plenty of other things where you can take control of a bird and fly really high up the mountain where you couldn't climb otherwise. A deer that's running by, and now you're really fast. You can traverse really, really quickly. She's also got like a get out of or what do you call it? A floating, what is Zelda? He jumps and he has a glider. That's what I was trying to say. She has a glider. There's a whole story about that. It is one of the most beautifully made, I don't even know how to describe it. Polished, just gorgeous, fun, wide open, amazing little things that I've ever played. I think this is really
awesome.
cool. Yeah, it's a very, very cool
this
game.
looks great.
And I don't feel like enough people know about it. I went so far as to buy this on the Epic Store because Steam doesn't have it yet, and I was annoyed. But I want to play this like kind of bad. This looks rad. So I bought it on Epic, and I've been playing it there. It's also on PlayStation 5. It's not on Xbox, so it's kind of a limited places you can get it right now. Oh man, I don't know what else to say about it. It's got this kind of touching story. The language they all speak is a real language, but it feels like, because we're not familiar with it, it's like just video game gibberish until they tell you that like this is real people. I just add something to it. It's got really fast load times. None of this frame rate problem that so many games have. Just a big, gorgeous, good time. And it has a day-night cycle that turns this world just 1 minute from, night sky and kind of cloudy, distant trees or whatever. And then in the morning, it's just like, whoa, this whole place just looks so different now. The one thing you can't do is soul jump into people, just objects.
Well, yeah, because there's already a soul in there.
Yeah, they already got souls. So I guess they're saying cats, birds, and dogs don't have souls. I don't know.
Nope, no soul.
Yep, none at all.
They have to go to the special place.
It's just delightful. The reviews, if you go find reviews for this, they are echoing kind of what I'm saying, which is like, I didn't expect this lush, beautiful, crazy game. And I didn't either. I had no idea. And it's not like, this isn't an indie game. It feels like a big, giant ass, massive game with all the trappings of AAA, but you don't pay AAA for it. It's like $39.
Yeah, this looks incredible. This looks like a really cool game. People in the chat are saying it's free on PS Plus Extra.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So if you got a PlayStation and that subscription, that's pretty cool.
You should play this game. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I may have just done that had I known. But it's all right. I'm happy to have it on PC as well. But it's just real surprise. Didn't know it existed. I'd heard a few things here and there. Found some reviews for it. And people were just like, you have to play this game. And I'm really glad I did. It's very, very cool. Again, it is called Tchia, spelled Tchia. And it is coming to Steam, but there's no date. It's on, you can wishlist it, I believe, right now. Very cool game.
Looks cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. You can be a fish, dude. You can turn into a fish and swim around and find like pearls and weird shit underneath the ocean.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
May not like fishing, but turning into fish, that's a whole other...
Oh, I feel like before you move on, I did mean to ask Bo this. So Jedi Survivor sort of has fishing. You have a fish tank, which you can collect fish for. What do you think about the method of fishing in Jedi Survivor, Bo?
It's great. I listened to all of his stories. I'm down. I like that little guy. It's not fishing. There's no meter, and I have to keep the meter in between a certain line or no mechanics. It's just dialogue. It's fine.
It's just talk to a little alien that is awesome. Listen to his story, and then he catches a fish.
Wow.
2 thumbs up. That's
the best fishing system you've ever seen in a game. Fantastic.
Best one ever.
All right. I'm going to rip through the rest of these just because. I don't know why, just because. Here's one.
Work harder!
It's a chorecore game, you guys. And you know how much I like those. I can't believe how much I like this game. I don't know who to recommend this to. But I really like it. I really like it. So this game is just came out on PC. I think it was in early access, but I never noticed it, and it just came out 1.0. So I was like, it was on sale, and I thought I'll get this. I think it was even under $10, so kind of a no-brainer. But I like these games. You got to clean a bunch of stuff up. Kind of a fan. And this game lets me do that. And it's this like I wrote up here. What did I write? I wrote chorecore and environmental. The environment meet and I kind of dig it. I can't even speak. It's basically like, hey, the world's gone to shit. We have trash everywhere. Here's huge piles of trash. Your job is to go around with this tool that is both it's a combination of a spray hose and a vacuum.
Chorecore's getting real creative here. I just watched you spray a tree into life.
Oh yeah. So you restore trees by spraying them, and they have 3 stages of improvement. You see them kind of pop and animate to be a bigger, better tree. This is true of, there's a bunch of other stuff like flowers and weeds and all sorts of stuff you do that with to restore nature. You have a big unlockable tech tree of improvements, like now this thing can spray multiple trees at the same time, or it has a bigger water tank. When you run out of water, you vacuum more water up from the river, and then you go spray some more. I have a little robot that I can plop down, and he will automatically spray like a whole bunch of garbage for me, and then I can go clean up and vacuum it later. I also have a vacuum robot that can do some of that work as well. Look at this giant pile of trash here. These are great because there's always like a little Coke can or something left, or some boards or wood or a stone, and then you vacuum that stuff up. You turn that in for, they call it experience, but really it's currency, and you can spend that currency on upgrades on your tech tree. That's really the loop, and you're traveling all over the world. You get put in these areas where it's like, all right, this train needs to run on time. All this shit's in the way. Get the nature to 100%, and then also get rid of all the trash, and then we'll let the train go. And that's really it.
I mean, I'll say this about it. Usually in Chorecore, there's an element of like, oh God, I'm spending a bunch of time cleaning up a house when I should be cleaning up my house. There's no world where you go out and hose down a tree and the tree immediately becomes a better nature tree, and then you just vacuum up all the trash.
No, you're not wrong.
At least we are into a fantastical realm of you're doing work.
Yeah.
But at least it's not work you can exactly one-to-one do in the real world.
You're 100% right. There's an aspect of fantasy here that is very fun. That's what I like about it.
But spraying pressure washer on mountains of poo seems to make sense, though.
It's fun. Yeah. I mean, mountains of poo, they shrink down, they leave junk, you vacuum up the junk. Look at this gross water. You can suck all this water up so that there's not a nasty pool. Sometimes it's like, a really bad pool of some green slime stuff. You can suck that up. And as you do it, this little percentage in the corner says nature is up by this much or whatever. And then you can fix stuff like underneath these piles of trash are parts to things I need. Like right here, he's about to pick something up. And if I get one of those huge piles of trash down, I might find some wood or some lumber, and that'll help me fix the tracks that are broken right now. I found this to be so chill. Just what I want out of these games is that feeling of just cathartic sort of, I'm getting shit done. I got a TV show.
Yeah.
I got a TV show going on in the background. I can kind of half enjoy while I'm working on this. I don't have to think too hard about it. It's not a skill check. It's just, let's have fun. Let's go hose down some trash, clean up this place, move on to the next level. And I got really hooked on it. I just found it at $6-something right now. It's cheap. It's on sale for its launch. And a no-brainer if this sort of thing appeals to you at all. It does to me. I don't think either of you are ever going to play this. However, I know there's some listeners who might dig this, especially for the price.
It seems chill and relaxing in a way where they aren't introducing new mechanics that are going to stress me out. Like, it feels like this would actually be what you say. I think for me right now, the only problem is we got to do a heavy clean on the house this weekend.
Yeah.
And so the idea of virtually cleaning anything makes me feel a little sad.
Yeah, no, I get that. I have the same problem. If I'm honest, there's stuff I need to do to my studio in here. Like I'm cleaning this up, and then I'm side-eyeing that box of shit over there that I have to go through. And it's kind of like, why am I doing this? But this just is just chill, cathartic. It's not the fanciest graphics you're ever going to see. It's basic in a lot of ways, but I just got really hooked into it, and I think people will like it. So again, that game is called, I even say the name, it's called Fresh Start Cleaning. Fresh Start Cleaning. I don't even like the name, but it's a very cool little game, worth playing. I also got Darkest Dungeon 2. I got it on Steam.
I also bought this, but I didn't play it, so...
Yeah, I saw your name on the game while I was in there.
Yeah,
I was like,
this
John's
is
got
another victim of Jedi Survivor is fun, is not playing Darkest Dungeon 2.
Yeah. I figured you'll get around to it. This is the kind of game we're probably going to play for years.
Yeah.
It'll happen. And I'm not even that far in. I just wanted to say early that I think these guys have made a very different game than the first one. It still sounds like this.
Ruin has found you at last.
Like that guy's talking all the time. Listen to this one.
The house on the borderlands. half swallowed by the stain.
It's so good. Like, that guy rocks. I love everything about Darkest Dungeon's narration and story. And this has tons of that. But the game's very different. It's a 3D engine, although they do a good job of replicating that 2D weird art style they have in 3D. And the actual battles are still on a 2D plane. So all that stuff's going to be familiar. But you're not just walking through some castle. You're out in a carriage that's driving 3D out in real space. That you're now, and then you come across stuff. So it's like, oh, there's people on the side of the road. You pull over. It turns out they want to attack you. That you then do a fight. Then you move on. You might find something else, and it's different every time. It's roguelike in that way. Still very difficult. Still lots of mechanics that are punishing, all the stuff that the first one's known for, but a very different approach. And I really respect it. Speaking of like a sequel that is not just adhering to what made the first one work, they're really stretching here. And I'm not that far yet. I haven't seen all the biomes, but what I've seen so far is very impressive. I think this game's going to take up a ton of my time in between Diablo and, everything else we got coming out this year.
Yeah, I was a big fan of a lot of things about Darkest Dungeon, but there were certain elements that just didn't exactly click for me. Mm-hmm. And I think this game, in stepping away from being an exact more of that, is changing all of those things to things I like more. Yeah. And replacing it with stuff I'm more inclined to enjoy. So I think I'm going to really like this one. But I do respect doing something different instead of just going, it's more Darkest Dungeon. Enjoy.
Yeah. I think some people are a bit like, I don't like change, but in this case, I'm with you. I think it bodes well for not just the game, but the longevity of it, and just tells me this is a developer that's willing to stretch and try new things and do it successfully. And so far, so good. So, I really like it. It doesn't feel nearly as punishing on the insanity meter stuff as the first game. But they have another mechanic called, what's it called? Can't remember. It's very similar sort of thing. It's like not renown. It's something else. But I don't know. The War Tales lover, Bo, and you is going to love the way this works. Like all these mechanics are very War Talesy.
Yeah. Party management. Yeah. Deal, I think.
Yeah. And everyone's having a shitty day, and you got stuff like this happening. I mean, listen to this line. It's amazing.
Your sanctum. Adrift in this bituminous nightmare.
Like, who talks like that? It's so good.
Yeah, I love it. Great. I love it.
Yeah, it's really great. Anyway, it's out 1.0, happened on Steam that day, and the Epic version went up a version as well. So if you had already had it there, you're good to go. Very cool game. I wish it would play on the Steam Deck. Right now, it's mouse and keyboard only. I think controller support probably come later. We'll see. Not as fast as I thought I was going to be here. Patch Quest. Oh, I talked about Patch Quest on the show before, so I won't go too deep on it, but I just wanted to give it a shout out because it became my nighttime Steam Deck in bed game. And it is it's just one of the best of these like roguelike, run around, shoot shit, go back, spend points, improve yourself, go back, do it again kinds of games. Do not let the cute veneer fool you. It's difficult, it's bullet helly, it's dual stick shootery. But it's got so many great mechanics. You can capture creatures, do a little Pokemon business in there. You're getting fruit that acts as your gun types. And I think bananas are awesome because bananas are homing missiles. They're amazing. Anyway,
nice.
There's so much.
A good banana.
It's such a great little game. It's called Patch Quest. If you haven't heard of it, go look it up. I talked about it on the show probably a year ago, or maybe less. Yeah, it was probably less. It's a very, very cool game. Look at this boss fight. You're fighting a shoe or a foot. This is great. Look at this.
Shoe comes later.
Yep. And look at all the bullet hell going on. Like you're just in trouble. You have mounts in this game. There's a ton of systems, but they all seem really intuitive. And I don't know. This thing sucked up so much of my time this week. In fact, most of my time was spent in this game. All right. There's that.
That's interesting.
I also played 112 Operator. It's
What?
It's so all right. It's like 911 calls, except you're doing special like, a cat's up a tree. Should we go do it or not? There's a fire downtown. Send in the fire engines to take care of it. Oh, and we need 2 police at this shooting, quick. And you're doing it RTS style, where you're controlling like little cop cars and little fire engines and stuff, and sending them to these problems. And what I loved about it, as soon as I logged in, it goes, it shows you're somewhere on an IP in Salt Lake City. Would you like us to represent your city for the game?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure, let's try that." Sure enough, the greater Salt Lake area is my place to play. So I'm running around in places I know with addresses I am familiar with, taking care of crime, solving fire problems. Some guy had a heart attack downtown. We sent in a crew, and they took care of him, fixed him up. The whole time he got chatter, like going, and like cops talking to each other on radios, and you take 911 calls, and it's like, "Hurry, get over here. What's the matter? I made some food and it shit all over the place. I don't know what to do." And you're like, "All right, we're sending a unit over," and you have to make these kind of RPG decisions on whether a call's worthy of following up or not. It's a weird game, but it's basically an RTS, like a reactionary RTS, and I kind of liked it. I got this.
I'm not gonna lie, it started, and I was like, "Scott, what are you doing with your time and your life?" And you kind of sold me on it a little bit. Like, I think this kind of sounds okay.
It is pretty good. It's fun. It's just, I mean, think about it. It's like, especially when it's your own town. It's like, hey, there's a fire in the middle of town, and I'm literally sending 2 fire engines and a medic into this place I know. I was just there last week. Like, I don't know, something about that I really like. And it's got this great voiceover, and everybody's, like, "Sir, what's your emergency?" "Oh, my husband, I think he's got a gun. He locked himself in the shed." No. Well, don't go near him. We'll be out, and then you have these dialogue choices you have to choose to decide what to do. And then after a day, you've earned so much money, and then you can use that money to pay your services.
Argument at a restaurant.
You can buy a new fire engine and hire a new policeman, and buy equipment and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, it's cool. They have a bunch of games. They have this. They have one called 911 Simulator, which is more just straight up 911 stuff. And then they have, what was the other one? Some kind of radio military thing. They're all very similar. You just have this bird's eye view. And anyway, I like it. I like it a lot. I realize me bringing this one up is going to be a little weird, but it's a fun little game. I also installed a bunch of games I haven't played yet, but I just want to tell people I got these lined up. Forest Ranger Simulator. Oh man. I got this code from the
But they made that game and it was called Firewatch.
This is nothing like Firewatch. Think like here's an old campground. I got to fix this shit up, sweep. I got to paint it. Think like chorecore as hell. That's
Have you considered just playing Firewatch instead?
I've played it, but I would play it again. That was a great game. I loved Firewatch. A game called Panorama, made by the Fresh Start Cleaning people, or at least their publisher. It's like, Deformic, the land one where you put hexagon land masses down.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that was called.
Is that how you say it? Didn't we call it Dwarf Romantic?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's Dwarf Romantic.
Dwarf Romantic.
Dwarf Romantic is the game. Yeah.
I don't frickin' remember. Whatever it was. But yeah, this is that, but in 3D, like spin around 3D type stuff. And it seems really cool, but I've only installed it and haven't played it yet. But it seems really neat. So I'm excited about that. Oh, there's a man on this video. I'm not going to watch that. All right. And then Guardians of the Galaxy. This is more of a PSA. Guardians of the Galaxy, the excellent, underrated Eidos Montreal game it's been out for a year and something, is only $17 on Steam today. And I think it's only a day or two for the sale. So I grabbed that because I like that game, and it's Steam Deck.
If you like dialogue, then we have a game for you.
Yep.
We have the game with the most.
Lots of dialogue. I think that's a great game, truly. So I'm going to play that while I'm in Vegas for this trip that I'm going on. Another trip to Vegas, people. Guardians of the Galaxy, $17. That's 70% off temporarily. So get over there and get that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good price. Okay. That's all I played. John, outside of Jedi Survivor, I know you've been doing more wrestling, so tell me more.
Yeah, we got the Frog Wrestling update. Scott has, I asked anybody who's in Frog Wrestling, I talked to.
Yeah.
And I mentioned last week that everybody wanted to be good guys.
Yeah.
Scott was no exception. He has to be a good guy, and he has in 1 week become the most hated character in Frog Pants Wrestling. It's
great.
He is the absolute heel of the company, and it's been really exciting. So we did yesterday.
Everybody hates the boss a little bit.
We
It's hard to
did
be the good guy.
Yeah.
the Money in the Beef Case match.
Yeah.
And also, Scott and Brian Ibbett were supposed to be defending their TMS tag team titles, but as you know, Scott joined the core crew, and they were going to have to defend against the core crew.
Yep.
So Scott mysteriously was unable to wrestle in his match, unable to help his friend Brian in his match this evening.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a handicap match unless Brian Ibbett could get some help. And he got help from a surprise first appearance from one Tom Merritt.
Whoa.
Who came out and wrestled with Brian Ibbett in his place. And Tom Merritt and Brian Ibbett won. Scott stripped of his TMS tag title, now owned by Brian Ibbett and Tom Merritt, the moderator.
Tom Merritt, yeah. That's such a great wrestler name.
I lost?
Yes, you lost.
Yeah,
bro.
you lost.
What?
You lost.
What?
We lost against Tom Merritt.
Who came up with the name The Moderator? Because it's amazing.
Tom.
It's so good. Tom did? That's so
Yeah.
great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I asked him if he wanted any feedback on his persona or anything like that, and he said he absolutely wanted to be the moderator. He wanted to be in a suit. He wanted to pass judgments. He said he wanted like a gavel.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find a gavel, so I gave him a shillelagh. That's all I could find on his trip down to the ring.
Wow.
So Tom Merritt just has a shillelagh when he comes down to the ring.
Yeah.
And I put him in this real like kind of gaudy over the top coat for coming down to the ring, but then when he actually wrestles, he just wrestles in a suit. And he passes judgments.
Definitely giving off Tom Merritt vibes too, the way you made him. Oh my.
Hell yeah.
And it was great. I also got to give a proper shout out to Brian Dunaway, because Brian Dunaway has been the underdog of this league, if I'm being honest. He hasn't won a single match. Every match, Super Dunaway, as we call him, because he transforms with the power glove into Super Dunaway. Every match he has been in, he has lost.
Yeah.
And he had an exhibition match against Garrett, which he also lost.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the night, during the big ladder match for the Dragon Beef Case, which lets them challenge for the title whenever they want.
Dragon Beef Case, dude.
Yeah.
Illegal, isn't it? Oh my god.
Ryan Dunaway snuck up and ruined the main event by almost like the match was like 30 seconds long. Brian Dunaway with a sneak win, the owner of the Dragon Beef Case, and he got a victory over everybody else that was in that match, and real impressive. So.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun to watch. Ibbett with basically just a shirt
but
off.
Blue slacks is kind of something. Feel things.
Yeah, you know what's funny too? He's hitting you in the leg that he right now is having trouble with and seeing a physical therapist about in real life. But he's just reaming yours, which is amazing. Oh my gosh, this is so good, dude. This just gets better every week.
Oh my god, what kind of a move is that?
Yeah.
That's one that hurts the leg. He's really going at the leg. Ibbett doesn't want me to be able to stand, apparently.
I forgot how homoerotic wrestling is.
Well, you know, it's come a long way. It used to be you do it fully nude, so you know we've got that improvement. But
look at Tom being all chill on the sideline, just waiting for his moment. Oh my lord! All right, well, once again, so my character is where now? What's his deal?
So you are still the Frog Pants champion. We're trying to determine who's going to be the #1 contender for that title. We had some big wins for Garrett and Kyle. Their stock is going up in the company as they've won. But you have been stripped of your TMS tag title because you refused to participate. You did also jump Tom Merritt behind the scenes in an effort to get back at him for this betrayal, and he kicked your ass backstage too. So Tom Merritt had a real good night, and we'll see. There's maybe going to be a grudge match next week. something proper to put in the books. And yeah, it just evolves every week. I just think of the dumb stories. The idea to add Tom was a very like last minute thing, as I was thinking about this whole like, would you come out and help Brian, or would you go full heel and stick with the core boys? And it's just been really fun to think about that sort of stuff and do the storylines with it. So it's a great time. A lot of people are showing up. Like, it's definitely, my stream is hanging in the, like, you know, it's got a decent little audience, but when it's wrestling night, it gets pretty big. So people are excited about it.
I love it. I hope this just
a lot of fun
gets bigger and awesomer. And I meant to be there Wednesday night and had too much shit going on, but I really wanted to see it. My favorite thing that's happened here tonight is that you went and tagged Bo in, and he immediately got pinned by Ibit and had a 2 count on the second he walked in.
He nearly lost immediately. It's, you know, it happens.
And for the record, for those at home, we talked about this last time, but they're all just AI playing. You're not doing any of this, right?
Yeah. No, this is all just the AI, and if things go wrong, it certainly better be, because the main event of last night was so bad. Like, and the thing is, the game even ranks it. And at the end of the match, it's like, fan thoughts on the match, lackluster. Like, it was.
I mean, it happens though. That's realistic.
Yeah. It was brutal. It was over so quick because everybody was just too busy fighting, and Dunaway just goes up the ladder. Randy was the only one that thought to try and stop him, but Tom Merritt punched Randy, and then Dunaway just took it. Took the victory.
Oh, look at this! Tom just got in. He's gonna intervene. Oh, but John, you're in trouble now. Oh, no, now he's getting out again. Boy, Tom Merritt not really doing a lot of work. He's like tagging in and tagging out and then immediately getting in and out.
Yeah, Tom played real safe at first, but then he became a powerhouse and a threat. You know, he was cautious to begin with, but he got in there and he did what he had to do. So.
The Bose, I will say this still, and this is the same way I felt about Randy Savage. Bo is the best persona of this entire federation of wrestlers. And
I do 100% agree with that. The Bo wrestler is by far the fan favorite. In fact, we bet channel points on the wrestling, and when it was the 8-man ladder match, which had almost everybody except myself represented in it, Bo got by far the most points as the favored to win the match.
Nice. You just can't stop. Because it tain't no thing.
Tain't no thing.
Yep. I had to be reminded of what Bo wanted to call the move. He's about to do the tain't no thing.
Yep, there he goes.
Oh, you can't see me because I'm in VR.
Are you gonna? We gotta get Justin Robert Young in here at some point as some kind of weird foil. I don't know how.
We do, especially because it would be the first time I'm taller than anybody else in this entire thing. Like, I'm desperate to not be the short, tiny person whenever the match starts. I don't think that I have a single friend below 6 feet that are in here, and I'm like 5'4". It's embarrassing. I'm so tiny compared to everybody.
Oh my gosh, Bo, you just wrecked it. But okay, now you're on him.
Oh, Scott's just gonna watch. Show's over. Scott's just in trance. He's just gonna watch the thing.
It's hard not to. It's so like, because nobody, including you, knows what's gonna happen here. You haven't weighted the characters in any way, right? They all have equal
there
chance.
Are stats, but they don't matter as much as you would think. Like if the stats fully mattered, Scott, you would destroy everybody because I made you intentionally strong as the champion.
Right.
And you don't always win. I'm also very strong because I created me, and I gave myself some favorable stats. What are you gonna do? But I lose all the time. Like it does not ultimately matter. I do try to keep them close because they give a number based on it. And for a while, Dunaway was a little lower than most based on who I copied his moveset from.
Yeah.
So I gave Dunaway a boost for this match. It didn't help me. He still lost. But I did give him a boost up to see if we could not have him get trounced quite as bad as he was in the start. But now he's become this like fan favorite underdog that I really like because it just builds its own narrative as you talk about it.
I love it.
That's what's fun about it.
Absolutely love this. And it's Wednesdays. You've been doing the stream mostly, right?
Yep, Wednesdays.
All right, more of that.
Wrestling Wednesday.
Bo, War Tales. Your camera keeps changing. Or is that me? Oh, no, he's there. Is he there? Can he hear us? Oh, hi,
might
Bo.
be there.
Hello.
Hi.
How can you hear me talking?
I can. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hello?
Am I lagging out again?
Yeah, you're lagging out
time?
again. Your lag time. Lag time with Bo.
All right. Well, there's not much I can do about my hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just in terms of games, I mostly played Survivor, Jedi Survivor as part of it. I don't have much more to add. It was a busy week getting ready for the trip, so I found myself mostly playing Heroes of the Storm.
Oh.
Just spamming a lot of Chromie games and played some Butcher and played Genji and just enjoying Heroes of the Storm. Still a great video game.
Are you getting good games like regular matches are happening with real players and stuff?
Sometimes they're lopsided. Sometimes they're not. The quick match queue is what it is. But I'm getting matches within 60 seconds. Like still a healthy player base playing quick match. So it's not like I have to wait a ton of time because it's a dead game. Like it's not a dead game. You find a match at any time of the day within 60 seconds.
Pretty good.
And, yeah, enjoying the old heroes. I was streaming Survivor and stuff like that, but with the trip coming up, I had to sort of take a bit of a step back and didn't have that much time. It's also worth mentioning too that I'm still steadily playing Marvel Snap. I know it's not something we need to talk about every week, but since I'm hitting on all the good regulars, Marvel Snap's still something I kind of flip on every day, play a couple games, knock out my dailies.
I figured you were out. I didn't know you were back into that.
MODOK discard deck.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of was, but it's so easy. Like they've engineered this thing to be like pretty easy to flick on and grab a couple games in 10 minutes. And I have a deck that like kind of just works. It's consistent, so now I don't have to go through like finding a deck or anything. But I will tell you this: once you get to Series 5 and Series 6 cards, you haven't started a game now. I didn't even mean to, but Series 4 and 5 cards, it takes a really long time to get them. They're definitely whale. They definitely have their whale pit worked out.
Yeah.
On the end.
Does it
how
still
slow it is to get cards?
Does it still feel like Ding Desert kind of business going on? Like you just can't progress?
Oh yeah, completely. But like I got a lot of cards. I have decks I can play, so it's not that bad. But if you want like the new hotness, or you just want like sometimes on Twitter, a few of my follows, Ridiculous Hat, it's Ridiculous Hat really, who joined with Angry Chicken before. By the way, rip Angry Chicken. Sorry to see that show.
Oh yeah,
go.
long running Hearthstone show. Done. Yeah.
Talk about they sunsetted that thing, but they added in the later series they added a man whose first name is Ridiculous and last name is Hat, and he's a good follow on Twitter, and he often retweets like decks, and I'll be like, oh okay, and then I'll be always missing a card because there's a damn Series 5 or 4 card, and I don't have it. It's annoying.
That dude's at he's at Blizzard now. He got a job there.
He just got hired on at Blizzard. Yeah, he's doing community manager stuff. I think for Hearthstone, that guy does a podcast every single day. I think he had like 5 Hearthstone podcasts. Basically trying to beat Scott at his own game. But joke's on him. He got a job at Blizzard, and Scott retains the title.
That's right.
Most podcasts per week.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Maybe I'll beat him now. Yeah. But yeah, no, he's a really good guy. I'm super stoked for him.
He's a good follow on Twitter, and like I said, I get all my Marvel Snap tips from his Twitter account pretty much. It was like, oh, okay, if he retweets something, I'm like, oh, let me have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. But in terms of games, nothing too exciting. It's the calm before the storm. I mean, really, I should get back to learning my Godot. It's been a bit of time. People have been asking, where's Super Lake Run? What's going on with Super Lake Run? I've been playing War Tales and Jedi Survivor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 is in a few weeks, and I'm taking time off work to play that.
Yeah.
I will be playing it a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm getting,
How much time did you take off work?
The calm before the storm.
How much time did you take off?
Like a week.
Oh, yeah.
About a week.
That's not
bad.
Taking
a week, yeah.
Oh my gosh, a week to play Diablo, and that I would love that. Why don't I take
Diablo,
time off?
man? You take a week off. Tell Tell Brian he's you're not on the show next.
Yeah, you're on your own, buddy. I'm gonna
give him the same excuse you did for not joining him in his tag team match. Just be like, I'm not feeling.
I mean,
well
do
enough.
him and
well.
Bobby get along? Bobby's the new face of the science.
Oh yeah, they get along
TMS,
fine,
right?
Yeah, the hard part is,
I mean, Bobby could fill in for a week.
The problem is none of them record anything for that show, but I could
boys,
probably.
It's time to grow up and record a show or two while Scott's away. Got to play Diablo 4.
I feel like there is just as much in Scott's court for that than there is for them. I don't think it's been like Scott's been like, guys, can you record this week? And they were like, no, Scott.
No, it doesn't.
You're the one who records.
Normally it's not like I'm precious about it, but I'm never like, oh, make sure everyone's prepared to record if something happens to me. I don't think about it because I'm always.
You can still be on the show. Like they could just keep a silent cam on you. You could do the show, be playing Diablo. Yeah. Just let them do their thing.
Yeah, just a camera of me.
Diablo cam in Scott's window. It's just Diablo cam, and it's just gameplay constantly from him.
I like this idea.
That would actually be great. You should do a Diablo week of shows where it is all your shows, but you don't talk on it. It's just your streaming gameplay during the show.
Okay.
I think that's a fantastic
idea. I'm in. Hot new content just dropped.
It doesn't work great on podcast format, but YouTube, it's going to kill it.
Oh, it's going to kill it on YouTube.
Yeah, but we'll be talking about it, so it will affect it. Like, I think Scott picked up a good item there. His face kind of twitched.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh. Yeah, but the whole fun of it would be I can't say anything, right? I have to just stone face the whole thing.
I mean, I think we could let him... I think we could let him chime in. Like, I think it's okay. Yeah. I mean,
minimal commentary.
I'm kind of okay. If at least we do it for core, he could chime in. I wouldn't want to make a mute rule. It just depends how you play Diablo. Yeah.
I don't scream. I never scream playing Diablo.
But he has to be playing on hardcore.
Yep. Here's the last time I played.
If he loses a character during oh my gosh.
That was really
So if he loses a character during Diablo week, it's permanent.
Yeah, that'll be the rule. Well,
anyway. You're mean. I'm not mean like that.
You're mean. I'm not mean. I love it. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Dear Martha, we're going to do a Steam review today. We're also going to do some other news of note. Got a couple of great texts and a couple of emails. Well, actually just one text and one email, so let's not make it confusing. And all that's coming up after this break. So go take a break. We'll be back. So will you. See you in a minute. Video and start up this again.
How dare you share and enjoy music?
How dare we indeed?
It's for single listening and not for joining with people.
That's right, damn it. Hey, everybody, we're back. Welcome back. We're going to continue forward here. Not back, ever forward. And we start with a Dear Martha. John, any setup here? Anything special? What do you want to do?
No, we're just doing a Steam review. Oh, there is a setup. So I thought it would be interesting because, PC gamers get a little
up their own
upset, a little a little sensitive when a new big Nintendo game comes out, because not only do they know it's never coming to their platform, but they kind of have to hear about how great something else is, and it hurts. It hurts
it's
the
been
PC
out on
gamer
PC for a week.
It's
been out on PC for a week.
Okay, I know, Bo. Yes, in certain circles for sure.
Yeah.
So I decided to go look at reviews for games that were like Zelda Breath of the Wild, just to see if I could find any this game is better than Zelda. And I'm happy to say I didn't find any, but I did find a very heavily Zelda review of Immortals Phoenix Rising. And I thought I would share that in honor of a new Zelda game coming out today.
Excellent. All right, here you go then.
My dearest Martha, I wanted to play Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I don't own a Nintendo console. Many people compared this one to Breath of the Wild, or very close to it, and some comment even tell better than Breath of the Wild. If this is as close as people tell, then Breath of the Wild must be pretty bad. I don't recommend this game for $80 Canadian dollars. I got it on sale for $15. For $15, this is a good game. Pro, story is good. Animation, great. Voice acting, narration, and joke. Greek mythology lore is good. Con. The character move like a RPG in the early 2000s. Feel like it is hovering instead of walking. This is noticeable mostly when you are on rock, concrete, or climbing. For an $80 game, this is not good. Stupid radio tower thing for discovering the area. For God's sake, Ubisoft, be original for once. Everything is about fetching your upgrades, like in Zelda, I guess. If you want to upgrade your health, stamina, gears, mount, etc., you must find it. This is very tedious, and pretty much got 20 hours of running around, 6 hours of real gameplay. This is a cheap way to add false hours to a game. Some people will argue that this is like Zelda, but I don't care. Not a reason to copy 100% a game, and Ubisoft got enough experiences in video game to do something better. Mounts are all the same, just a horse with stupid recolors. This is a lazy way to add more stuff in a game. You even got mounts with wings that they cannot use just because this is only cosmetic. Scaling system. This one is not a con for many peoples, but it is for me. The enemies get stronger as you get stronger. This means you never get the feeling of becoming actually stronger because everywhere is always scaled to your power level. Feel like your progression of running around for hours and hours is nothing except of the stamina. I didn't get any game crashes. Many comment talk about that. Everything is running pretty smoothly, but I do get a problem when I close the game. If I exit the game with exit to desktop, the game will close, but Steam will still mark it as running. So I cannot start any other games or even close my computer because it is saying a program is still running. The only way to close my computer was to override it, holding 3-sec the power button. The solution I found was to exit the main title first, then exit to desktop. Pretty annoying. Neutral. Puzzles are too easy. I put that as a neutral comment because it depends of people. They could put some very easy and more challenging puzzles, but they didn't. The challenging one are about that you don't have the necessaries god powers. This is not a challenge. This is a prerequisite. Overall, for a $80 game, $92 with taxes, this is a fail. Don't get it full price. I got it on sale for $15. For that price, this is worth it. Not recommended. Yours in this life and the next, Nervosa.
Oh my gosh, I have missed these terrible takes in Steam reviews. So I'm kind of glad, I love all of the stuff you do, but if you're going to be distracted by Redhead Survivor, today was a good day to do it. That was great.
Yeah, we're back to form.
Yeah, I loved it. That was awesome. Well done. All right, time to do these here. What is this? Oh, this. All right. Other games or other news that happened this week. Tenacious D.
You're talking like the guy. Other game.
Other games.
Other game.
Tenacious D made a song, and it's called Video Games. And they haven't made a song together in a while. It's kind of been a bit since Kyle Gass and what's his beak? I remember him, but I can't remember Jack
Kyle
Black.
Gass and that other nobody.
Yeah, that nobody knows. Jack Black.
Kyle
Sorry.
Gass and the one that didn't amount to anything.
Yeah, the one that never went anywhere. No, Jack Black, Kyle Gass. They get together. Kyle Gass looks like a 94-year-old man. I don't know how he's still doing this, but whatever.
Kyle Gass is great.
He is great. They made a song called Video Games, and it's out there. You can check it out. I can't play it.
We're on YouTube, so we can't play it, but it's genuinely very good.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought the video was excellent. The animation, phenomenal. Very graphic. Don't show the kids.
Yeah.
And poor rest in peace, Kyle Gass's weenie.
Yeah.
And it was a good video. And honestly, here's what I'm gonna say.
Go.
All people have been talking about since Super Mario Brothers is fucking Peaches. And while it's a fun meme, I'm gonna be honest, that song not great. like a fun meme, a fun moment in the movie, in the part of the movie that I saw. And it's great. It's fine, but maybe not the meme level thing that it has become.
Right.
It's one of those, like, if it gets built up too much, you're going to be disappointed, which is what happened with me.
Sure.
So now let me do the same for their new song Video Games by saying I really liked it. I thought the song was really good, and I thought it was better than Peaches.
The animation in this is incredible. I'd watch a whole TV show based on this, if I'm honest.
I would. They should.
Yeah. When he becomes Mario and becomes Sonic and then does all this weird claymation business and Kyle Gass gets his crotch blown out, it's a little amazing. So if you haven't seen this.
And they do that thing in SpongeBob where when something zooms in really close, it gets hyper detailed, even though it's all like mostly stylized. Like, it's really good. It's really clever. And it's just a little tribute to video games. And as an older person that likes video games, I really felt the lyrics.
Yeah.
I understood.
It's amazing. So go check it out. It's on YouTube. Look for Video Games, Tenacious D, and it'll take you there. Ed Boon is being cagey about the next NetherRealm studio game, which is a little weird because normally they should be on the DC thing next, right? Or a new Mortal Kombat. I guess it doesn't matter. It's not like they have to go back and forth, but the fact that they're being cagey at all is a little weird because I don't know, why would you be unless it's a new IP?
Well, there was that investor call where they talked about Mortal Kombat 12. And they just flat out said it. And we made the joke, like, what a dumb way to have a game announced. But Ed Boon's on Twitter and he said, for the record, we never confirmed, with a K, our next game is a Mortal Kombat game. And then he posted J. Jonah Jameson laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
They also posted a interesting tweet of a clock getting close to 12 o'clock, which, is the next Mortal Kombat. Yep. And just before it hits 12 o'clock, the clock hand jumps past the 12 and goes back to 1.
Yeah.
So
reboot.
Who the hell knows what they're doing? They're being tongue-in-cheek about it. I do think we're getting Mortal Kombat 12 probably. But I am excited for whatever NetherRealm studio.
The current rumor is possibly that, but also, like you said, Mortal Kombat 1, the idea of time twisting and soft rebooting the game is kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, spoilers for Mortal Kombat 11. That is how the game ended. You basically took control of time and now had Liu Kang had the ability to rewrite history and kind of reboot the universe.
Oh shit. Well, that means they probably are doing that then, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think they got to that point and they're like, guys, we've covered the good Mortal Kombat, so it's either talk about the bad Mortal Kombats or reboot this thing. And they were like, let's reboot it. So
yep.
I'm interested to see what they do. I am a huge fan of the Mortal Kombats, of the Injustice games. Like,
they're all good.
I'm fine for whatever they do. It genuinely doesn't matter. I don't think there's an announcement that makes me sad.
Nope. I agree. I'm with you there.
Unless they go no story mode in this one, and then not only am I sad, I'm possibly angry,
possibly mad.
At least one person over there is going to get a DM.
Change that S from
what
M.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell's up with you guys? Diablo 4 beta is back. They're doing the server test. That's not next week, is it?
I think it's tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, is it this weekend?
You can preload it right now.
Holy shit, I'm so behind.
It's tomorrow.
And they showed off their battle pass plan. The season 1 will happen about a month after launch of the game, I believe. And it looks meaty. There's stuff in there. Every season's going to have story questy business. I guess I'm a little surprised it's not just skins and ladders and junk, Yeah. I know they've said as much before that they have, substantial plans, but I thought this stuff looked good. We won't get into huge details here, but I don't know. I'm more excited about that than I was before. I need to play the game first.
I mean, if you are of the mind that Diablo should not have a battle pass associated with it, I don't think in principle this shifts it. I will say, based on what they showed, it put a lot of my concerns about it a little more at ease. They definitely seem to key in on there's a lot more armor in the game that you haven't seen. There's a lot there. It's not all just freemium stuff or premium stuff that you have to buy. Like, there is good stuff, and that they're not trying to put just the cool stuff in the battle pass, which is all stuff we've talked about. But none of that means anything to you if you don't think the battle pass should exist in the first place.
Yeah, so, you're never going to be happy because that's welcome to now. This is the now. All games do this now.
Why? Yeah.
For good or for ill.
And I get it to a degree, right? Like, so I ran into this with Diablo 3. You'd be running around and you'd group up with somebody, and all of a sudden these big wings would come out of their back, and you'd go, holy shit, those wings are cool. How do you get those? And then you find out it's for pre-ordering some collector's edition version of some game, and you go, oh, well, there's no way for me to get those. There's just, you have those now.
Right.
And this is going to be a lot more of that feeling. If you see somebody's gear and you go, that looks cool, and you're more likely to see it because it's online, and you think that looks cool, there's a chance you might be able to go out and get it, and there's a chance you might have to get it with your wallet or miss out because it was in an old battle pass you can't access. Does that diminish something from the game? Probably. Does it ruin the game? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
hard call. It's coming though. Is it really this weekend, Bo? That can't be right. Is it?
No, it's
this weekend is a beta.
Right. It's the server smash, or whatever they're calling it.
Server slam or whatever it's called.
It's a server slam. Yeah, and I think there's they're giving away something for participating this weekend. In addition, something new. I think it was horse armor of some kind.
Yeah, I think it is horse armor. If you kill the raid boss at level 20, you get a trophy to display on your horse, and that will be when the actual game comes out.
Pretty
Kinda
awesome.
Like Wolf.
Oh my gosh, can't wait. That game needs to hurry up and just be out. All right, moving on. Elden Ring sold enough copies to give everybody in New York City a copy. It says New York, so maybe they mean the whole state.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give it to them. Just do it.
We're getting some sweet. We're getting some sweet.
It's a fantastic game, and
we're getting some really nice nose air from Bo. Can you hear that?
Yeah, there's a lot of Bo nose going on right now. Bo is. It's like watching a later season of The Sopranos, where anytime Tony's in the room, you just really know it.
That's good. Yeah, we can hear you sniff because your mic's right there. See it?
Oh shit! Sorry guys, I didn't realize that was happening.
I love that it took that long to figure out what we were talking about. That's the best part.
Like this when I go.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Your breathing is coming through crystal clear.
Yeah. It's the best.
Is it a lot of heavy breathing? Like.
Yeah. People are gonna think you were just very invested in this conversation.
Okay, probably I need to move my mic somewhere.
Yeah, just a little bit. You're good.
Sorry, guys.
You're fine. Final thing, the Asus or Asus ROG or Rogue or ROG, depending on who you are, because everyone says it different, is the big new Steam Deck competitor. It is up for pre-order now. If you have $700 laying around, buy the specs. It is a more powerful device, except for battery. It is worse. And the reviews are already in. People like it. It is good. It is a solid piece of hardware. If you got $700 and you don't want a Steam Deck, maybe this is your thing. It will play all native Windows games, so pretty much, it's basically
really
here's a Steam Deck kind of thing, and it does have better heat dispersion, which I think is cool. Has a better screen, brighter screen. It's not bigger but brighter, and there was one other thing about it I liked, and I forgot what it was. Anyway, it's not. If you were going to buy a top end Steam Deck, it's not too bad. It's only like $50 more. So I think I would probably recommend it to people who are going to maybe, do that, or they're not as invested in the Steam ecosystem as a sort of.
Well, I was going to say, but
thing.
you don't get your entire Steam library with this thing, right?
You get because that's
a big advantage of the Steam Deck.
I mean, you do.
Does that work on
but you're just running it on the device runs Windows, and you're running Steam in Windows.
So you have to install Steam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, think of it as a little PC with a screen. Is what it is.
Okay. All right.
I'm excited for more reviews. So far, they've been pretty positive. Most people have said, basically, there's no reason if you have a Steam Deck, there is no reason to go jumping at this because it's kind of aces. But there are some spec differences. None of them are huge spec differences, but they're, for people that are interested in the latest and greatest, this might be your thing. So check it out.
Seems like a hardware enthusiast purchase. Unless
for sure.
You don't have a Steam Deck. Yeah, then maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Maybe that's a good alternative. It feels like Steam Deck might still be the better play just because the games are certified to run.
Right. Well, and the other reason is the battery life's not billion times, is significantly better on the Steam Deck. It's also, Steam Deck is larger, which helps you have longer battery life as well. There's more battery in there, but anyway, it looks neat. I like it. I like that other competition's happening there, so we'll see if it makes an impact. Let's do some...
Maybe one of those guys can partner up with Nintendo and hit the new iteration with the full balls to the wall. Imagine a Steam Switch.
Oh, dude, if the Switch had the guts of one of these handhelds, we would not be complaining about how underpowered the Switch is. We would be stoked.
Imagine if you could play your Steam library on whatever the next Switch was.
That'd be crazy.
Like imagine the Switch, imagine the Steam Deck, but it's also got Nintendo games.
Yeah, think of that. And keep in mind,
this could be a new product rather than make like a new.
That's all.
Yeah.
Rather than make a new console, just be like we're adding a second line. So we have Switch Original and Switch Baller and
Switch Baller. I like that. The Switch B. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll do your marketing for you, Nintendo. Yeah, let us know. All right, we're moving on to some correspondence. The new term for our...
That's good.
Thanks, Marzipan.
I laughed like it was bad, but it was good.
Yeah, it's great. It's great bad. It's bad great. And we love it. So now let's do that. Whoops, that's not it.
That's a good question.
Here they are, emails and texts. I'm going to start with this email from Siri. Here's what she has to say. It might be a he, but I went with this voice.
Hello, Core Posse. Maybe you have already played this, but recently I discovered The Messenger on Steam. A mix of Ninja Gaiden and any roguelite, Dead Cells. Its retro graphics, tight controls, snarky story, and tons of secrets have kept me up way too late. Also amazing on Steam Deck. It was recently on sale, but even at full price, it is worth every cent. Siri.
All right, Siri, you got me. You got my attention.
That?
It's just a robot lady. It's a AI.
Oh,
I gotta say, like, the only problem with these like transcribed emails, and I think it's smart for you to do this, Scott, considering your skill level at reading emails.
What? That's a terrible thing to say. Oh man.
But the problem is it comes across slightly too professional.
It is very professional.
I like it.
As
don't
a result,
it. I like it. So one, don't insult Scott. Two, I like it. It's cool. Cool. It's neat to have another voice.
It depends on when you catch me. It depends on the day you get me. Some days my brain is farted out and I can't read shit. And then there are days where
my first interaction with Scott ever. I don't think he even remembers this because it was before he knew me. I sent an email in to either ELR or maybe I don't know, something.
Yeah.
And Scott butchered it and blamed me on the air. He's like, this is written weird. And I went back and looked and it was written fine. So this has been building in me for years.
Yeah, it's finally coming out. I like this. This is good. Hold in your beefs until later. It's always
absolutely
healthy.
Threw me under the bus on it. He's like struggling with the sentence and he just goes, you just wrote this.
It was his fault. It's this listener. Who is this? John? Who has a name without an H in it called John? That doesn't exist.
Yeah, just this John Jagger guy doesn't know how to write anything.
Weird.
By the way, though, onto the subject of his email, this game looks really awesome.
It looks rad. I think I'm gonna get it. I wish I had it on sale. It's $20. Not
I'm
bad.
I'm a big original NES Ninja Gaiden fan, and this is.
It looks cool.
Sick.
Yeah,
it looks good.
Really good. I'm gonna check it out. Again, that's The Messenger. Everybody listening, if you want to check that out, looks neat. I'm
sorry I said you were bad at reading.
You should see me. I'm reading a book right now. You should see me read through that book.
I didn't say you couldn't read. I said you're not skilled at reading emails. There's a difference.
There is something about when we're on air, for some reason, I do fumble here and there. I'll admit it. I do.
You're great at ad copy, though. Like, it's weird when I've heard you do ad reads, and you're like, man, what a professional.
Yeah, I can haul ass through those.
In the profession. Yeah, you can haul ass when it comes to ad copy.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I see the emails. And they aren't always written well.
No,
in
often
Scott's
are not.
defense, sometimes he's got to do a little bit of jumping through hurdles.
But you're very good at it. Like your reading of that Steam review, like nailed it. And that person had terrible writing. That wasn't terrible
I accidentally corrected it a couple times. There is a little shame to that. There were a couple places where I fixed it because I couldn't help it. Yeah. And every time I do it and I say it correctly, I'm like, I should have read it how he wrote it.
I know. I love how he wrote it. It was amazing. Here's a text, by the way, speaking of how somebody wrote it. This is from Toots McLaren, and it's about...
That's a great name.
It's an amazing name. It's about a Steam box, I believe, but I actually have a theory. I'll play it, and then we'll talk about it.
Hello, Core Crew. During my recent move,
I came across an unboxed Steam machine. Is this still a thing I can use? Is it worth the $5 I spent on it? I vaguely recall you chaps discussing different consoles, etc., but do not recall if this was one of them. Your feedback will be appreciated. Yours truly, Toots McLaren.
I was so hoping it would read the name.
Now this voice is like, hello everyone.
Hello. What's going on? Yeah, because this lady could put you to sleep.
Hello, Core Posse.
Listen to her, dude. Jeez, and then this guy.
Hello, Core.
I'd rather
Hey,
be
you
her
guys.
than
Yeah,
hello, Core.
I should just have
I
her
want
read
you
everything.
to somehow get permission so we don't get in trouble, and I want an AI Larry David to read all the.
Oh, that'd be
emails
amazing.
for us.
That'd be amazing. I should. He's a
Can you
public figure.
imagine that?
He's a public
That's your justification.
That's my
You're like, we're fine.
justification.
He's a public figure.
If you're a public figure, I'm just taking your voice. That's how it's going to work. No, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. I've only taken it from people, or I've only done it with people I've talked to about it. So I did. I got Scott Fletcher's. I got like Tom Merritt.
What about the guy that says if you like this program, isn't he dead?
Oh yeah, he's dead, so he can't give permission. That's terrible. That's terrible that I did that, isn't it? That this you talking about this guy? Hold on. This guy.
If you like what you just heard,
Yeah,
Yes,
that's George
that
Guidell,
guy.
famed book author, famed book narrator George Guidell, now passed. I borrowed
Oh,
He
no.
borrowed his voice.
his likeness
What if
in
you
voice
used some
form.
like old vintage footage, some old vintage recordings?
I mean, you could do
Really
that.
old.
Sure.
Someone who's been passed away for like 100 years. Like,
Yeah, nobody
you know,
cares. Nobody cares if I do that. I don't know. It's all very experimental right now. You know, when they quit stealing my artwork to make the Mid-Journey image drawings, then I'll stop taking
There you
George
go.
Guidell's
Look,
dead
it's the
voice.
Wild West. Enjoy the Wild West while you can, because
Enjoy
one
it
day
while you enjoy it.
the law is going to come to the town.
Indeed. Here's my answer to this. I don't think
What was the question?
he says he's got an unboxed Steam machine. Now remember, back when they were doing Valve was pushing Steam machines, these were Linux computers.
Right.
Kind of largish format computers. They weren't small, and they would hook it to your TV and basically be they're basically desktop Steam decks in a weird way because they ran on Linux and all that. But I don't think that's what he's got here. He says he spent $5 on it, and it's an unboxed Steam machine. This sounds like Steam Link is what this is. I could be wrong, but I think he's maybe mixing up what a Steam machine and a Steam Link are.
I mean, a whole computer for $5 got a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think he got one of the links. I have one over there somewhere. They were basically just relay boxes, so you could stream content from your PC over your home network or Wi-Fi, and then that plugged into your TV, and you could run, your games there. It worked pretty well. It was okay, but and those were
I think
really
it was just
cheap.
replaced by the fact that you could just do it over the network because I had that Steam Link.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no,
everybody
that was
did.
PC to PC, but I had a PC hooked up to my main TV, so I was able to stream my games on the.
Same idea though, right? You were just streaming it to the thing.
Yeah.
Steam Decks would also support that, but they also ran independently, and I don't think that's what you got there, dude. I could be wrong, but let's assume it is a Steam Deck, or excuse me, a Steam machine. I would turn around and see if you can get, like, I'll bet you could eBay something like that for more than $5, like a lot more.
Yeah. Maybe not a ton of money, but you could certainly get your money back and then some.
But if it's a Steam Link, we all paid $5 for those at the end. You can just keep it.
Let me check eBay.
Yeah. See, yeah, we could look. eBay probably has something, right?
I typed in Steam Machine and I'm getting like clothing.
Oh. Steam Machine Game PC. Let's see.
Multifunction household steam cleaning machine.
Maybe Alienware.
$5.
Alienware made one. There's their. So they're selling for like $58.
And I put Valve in to try and narrow the results, and there's just now plumbing valves.
Oh, yeah, I found it. Here it is.
Shit.
These are just fans. No, this is an actual. What is this?
Okay, let me look under consumer electronics.
Oh, there has to be.
Oh, wires, VR wires. What?
VR wires. Oh my
Yeah,
lord.
maybe $5 is still a deal. Down from
Hey,
58.
search. That sucks. Yeah, the Steam Links are on here for $75.
Really?
$41.
I'll sell mine for that.
Yeah.
Scott's ready to sell.
I don't use them.
I don't know if people are buying.
Well, it says sealed new
I'm
in
actually
box.
not seeing a Steam machine anywhere, man. I'm seeing Steam links.
Yeah, Steam links are all over, anywhere between $24 used up to 90 packaged. I think he's got a Steam link, if I had to guess. I could be wrong, but if it's never been opened,
Steam machine was their attempt to make a console at some point. We kind of thought, oh shit, Valve's getting into the console.
They were just tight little
market.
Linux boxes, basically, and they were 4 different manufacturers or something. One was Alienware. They had some other brands. I don't remember. That's part of the problem. Valve should have just done it themselves. It probably would have worked. They'd have just made their own box like they did the Steam Deck.
Oh, they'd partnered it up. Okay.
Yeah, it was all partners at that point. Yeah, so Toots, right back. And next week, I'll give you a whole different voice.
Hello, Core Crew.
Something different than that. And we'll find out what the deal is. All right? We'll let you know.
I love that voice, though.
It's pretty great.
I hope you don't, because it's great.
I'll keep it forever,
Hello,
John.
Core Crew.
It's
Hello.
that's one that comes with it, so that one is 100% okay to use. Hey, a big thing happened this week. I don't know how this is happening, but I think people are just excited about the idea of Core branching out and doing really cool stuff because so many of you joined again this week in our Patreon. Patreon.com/Core Show. New people like Nathan Hensley, Callahan, Cinder the Cat, Robert Peabody III. That's cool, right? Misplaced Geek, Dead Squadron Games. That might be a real game company. I don't know who that is. That's cool, though.
That's awesome.
Natchtal, Raymond Pelia, something like that. Joshua Heilton, LBX14, sounds like a speaker or something. That's cool. Peter Walker, Druid Breeze, Noah Guenther? Don't know.
We're just gonna start signing up to make you
Gunter.
say names
Gunter.
you can't say.
I know. It feels like they're...
Gunter.
I'm getting trolled by these people. Dan Shaddix, Craig Campbell, Dan J, Robert Hall, and finally, Stickman Shifty. Great name. Stickman Shifty. Anyway, they all joined us this week, which is just insane. You guys are going to make all kinds of stuff possible.
I've been hearing a lot of people. A lot of people are getting on the let Bo stop his day job bandwagon. I've been hearing from people who are just, want to give me that opportunity. They want to see more There Will Be Dungeons.
Yeah.
A lot of, there's a chatter in the There Will Be Dungeons Discord this week. They want us playing RPGs. So, hey.
There's
stuff. Day job and let's go.
There's things we could do, so keep piling in there. It helps us get there. It's patreon.com/Core Show, and there's all kinds of reasons to do it. I'll be posting, should be before I leave this weekend, my monthly host episode, which will be...
Oh, exciting.
It'll be me trying to explain why Chorecore and I get along so well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Just
nice
a little bit long-form deep dive. Yes,
Chorecore.
exactly. Because I'm convinced this is not just me, that there's a real movement in this direction. And
without John or Bo giving you a hard time about it.
That's right.
In the corner, it can just be you and the listeners and some Chorecore
That's right.
action.
ChorecoreAction.com.
Hot and heavy.
Check it out. Also, you never get commercials. You get pre-show content, post-show content every week, and monthly benefits that I mentioned here before. Also, some art that'll go out in the mail. Lots of reasons to join. Really none not to. So head over to patreon.com/Core Show and sign up today. Everything else is at frogpants.com/core. And that's going to do it for us. But we have to have Grandma do her bit and tell us what we played this week. Grandma, take it away.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Grandma. I'm here to tell you what games got played. And I don't usually do a preamble, but John was ready to get out of here and he closed the document. But he's in now and we're ready to go.
I want some cookies.
All 3 of them played Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Got played Tchia. I think that's how you say it. Yep. Fresh Start Clean. I found out it was an actual language, and I'm trying not to be insensitive. Fresh Start Cleaning. That's the game where you sprayed water at dirt. Darkest Dungeon 2. Patch Quest. 112 Operator, which is like, if you get kicked out of 911, that's what you do. And then for some reason, he thought you'd all be interested to know what he's downloading, so he told you about Forest Ranger Sim, Panorama, and Guardians of the Galaxy. John is continuing to just watch the computer fight itself in WWE 2K23, and somehow someone who's just watching computer wrestlers fight still says he doesn't have enough time for gaming. Bo played Jedi Survivor, we already said that. He played War Tales, but he didn't talk about it, and he played Heroes of the Storm, which this used to be a show about, so you should be vaguely familiar with it. And that's what they played.
Wow. Fantastic as always, Grandma. May you live forever, truly. Never die. That'll do it for us. We'll be back next week, like literally a week from now. There'll be another show, and Bo will be home by then. You'll be back from Toronto.
I'll be back in Ottawa, back in home base, and I'm looking forward to another great week as we get closer to Diablo. Yeah.
I hope you have a fantastic week away while you're there. I know it's work-related, but still, hope you have a good time while you're there. And,
I'm having a great time. Vibes are great here, and again, a reminder, if you're still listening, Friday, I'm trying to check the Frog Pants Discord. Yeah. Go to Gorath, unfortunately named Playhouse.
Yeah.
And, maybe we can have a drink.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Keep your eye on that. If you live in the Toronto area, Bo would love to see you. And also go Maple Leafs. I hope you win your game Friday. That is going to do it for us. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next time. See you then.
If you like what you just heard, there's a very good chance you will like all the shows on the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
Take this. It is hope. The very last of it.
Man, that guy.